Hi, everybody.
We're live.
I think we're. Hi, everybody.
We're live.
I think we're. Hi, everybody.
We're live. We're live.
Not steering the ship.
And the volume's working on
Wow.
everything.
Okay.
I do think we
that.
just gave people triple introductions there, or at least I heard 3 sets of introductions on my headset. So apologize for that for everybody. Can everyone hear me as well? Yeah, they can hear me. Good. Okay.
Good. I'm trying to move I want to be in the middle of the screen. Sorry, I'm gonna stop looking. Okay, hi everybody. Hi, welcome. If you can see the title, it is called 1.1 because we did try and do this before and it didn't quite work out. So we're doing it again.
Goblins.
Defal donka diragareg. Vakachin. Exactly. Yes.
Doesn't it?
Bendith, actually. So yes, hi. I was gonna do the whole we're Fumble folks and we suck. I'm not gonna do that. You've had too much bad luck with that. Seb, actually, I did watch the thing back today, and your first roll of the whole campaign was a natural one.
Yeah, I mean, based on the previous game, we had like 11 ones.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, because we had so much stuff happen last time. I think we only managed 2 hours ish of stuff. So we're gonna essentially start again. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's introduce everybody first. So I'm Bree. And I am the DM. I don't know what else to say. I did the Scrivener's Tale, level 14 for this lot. Yeah. Next.
Somehow didn't learn your lesson.
No, I know. Ben.
Me? Hi, I'm Ben. I'm going to be playing Solomon of Etristan. He's a good boy paladin. Going to be very different to all the other characters anyone's seen me play because he's not an asshat.
The goodest boy.
He's a golden retriever outmade a half orc.
Aww.
Aww.
He's gone. He's dead.
Oh no.
Oh.
The golden retriever has gone to retrieve something.
Don't worry.
He was too adorable.
Resurrection. There we go. He's back.
Wow. It worked.
Go back in the same place. Yes.
There we go.
What happened there?
It made the sound like it was closing the window.
Yeah.
About 30 or 40 times.
Jesus.
Oh,
boy.
it was like, at least Sam's doesn't do that.
But you were still there.
Oh.
In very compromised,
Okay.
unattractive facial poses.
This
Okay.
is it. This is the Chasing Shadows curse, isn't
It's
it?
the curse of the chase. Yeah, it was the curse of the
We're gonna get through this.
fucking Fae Queen, whatever she was.
Chasing
Anyway,
curses.
yes. Okay. Katrin.
I'm Catherine, or Cat, and I'm playing Mistral Stormboots. She's a tiny little dwarf, and she's a druid, and she is Circle of the Atmos, which is a homebrew one that we've written for the book.
Whoop, whoop. Cool. Doran. I was going to say Guy because it was on the screen. Doran.
Hi, I'm Doran, and I play Brother Guy. Everyone's favourite cleric of death, and hopeless worshipper of everyone's favourite god, Kumtir. He is a 6'2" dragonkin, posing as a earth elf.
Earth elf.
There we go. I couldn't remember because
Yeah.
Posing as an earth elf. He's a copper dragonkin, and he has a dragon fascination of bones. So I have this thing coming back again. There we go. Now it fell off.
Ah.
Oh
Your face
no.
fell off.
The
My
magic.
eyes fell off. There we go.
There it is.
Bones. We're back.
Oh god,
He's
I miss
back.
Brother Gee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go, Phil.
Hi, I'm a Phil, and today I'm back playing returning character Dalan Loreen, who is an Earth Elf archer, and I've changed the character somewhat. He was an arcane archer previously in the in Scrivener's Tale. But this time I've retooled him to be a fighter rogue because I wasn't getting enough Hawkeye for my buck as an arcane archer. So by going fighter and giving him a host of martial abilities, then hopefully I'll be able to get the kind of trick shots off that I want. Not an optimized character, but I don't care.
Yay. Cool. Seb.
So, hi, I'm Seb, and tonight I'm playing Silver Della, the Assassin's Earth Elf. She's an artificer / sorcerer, wild magic, because yeah. And she likes to invent things. Pretty much it. She owns a shop.
Wait, does that mean we have 3 Earth Elves?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have
is
3
the
Earth
other
Elves.
Sorry.
Hmm?
Oh, is Mistral an Earth Elf as well?
No.
Seb is an Earth
Silver.
Elf.
Yeah.
Silver.
Silver and Brother Gee.
Silver, Dalan. and Gee.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just constantly think of Brother Gee as a skeleton that came to life.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Both.
I feel like
both
that's
of
Gee's
those
goal.
things. Right. Cool. Good. We'll go into more like descriptions in a bit anyway. Kind of what we did last time as well. Apparently. Okay, so we start our campaign 2 weeks after the events of the Scrivener's Tale, if you can remember that far back. Where Guy and Dalan were among a party of adventurers who accidentally found themselves cursed by an evil archfey. How accidents go, sometimes it happens like that. But yes, against all the odds and all the horrendous dice rolls, they actually survived ish sometimes. I mean, Guy didn't really, but he came back, so it's good. Guy did die. He came back.
did.
And you also gifted Heed 50,000 golds worth of ancient tomes to the library, which they are very grateful for. And in return, they gave you a house in a really affluent part of Heed. Yeah. So, a bit about Heed, I guess. We are going to probably be, unless you want to go elsewhere, probably be in Ascana, which is my country. I made it. I made it myself.
Excuse the lack of a border, but it's here. This is it, right here. Says,
Yeah,
wait
that
for everyone
is
to catch up on the Twitch.
Yeah. So if you have a look at that, Ghana is so on the west. So Heed is on the west of Ascana. On the river, I did do this. River Omni. There it is. And it's a bustling meritocracy where the best of the best get to rise in the ranks and are in charge of the whole country. So the country is run by the Council of 10, called the Council of 10 Tipstar, and the head of that council is Professor Lumia Costa, who's also the headmaster of the university. Is it still on the screen? Yes.
Oh, there it is. Yes, it is. Yes, still there.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's fine. It could go.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah. Time of year is so it's currently the end of the month of Gashkidno, which is our
Okay.
equivalent to April. And the I did call it the Heed Festival. But it's not. It's festival of, I think it's Festival of Knowledge. Starts in a couple of days on the 1st of Pentoy, which is May. So essentially, it's May Day. It's a May Day festival. It lasts a whole week, where people of Heed just have a great time. And yeah, you guys find yourselves in between work or for any other unknown reason, and you're essentially waiting around for the festival to start because being celebrities in a way, level 15, you're kind of well known now. You're kind of expected to show face at this festival, especially those who literally just gifted 50,000 golds worth of books. You have some things to do, so you have to. I don't know if they want Guy to go and say hi. I don't know. Well, it's fine.
Tendency to make all the kids cry.
Is Miss Phil also considered this celebrity status, or is she just kind of tagging along? Because I don't think she's been there that long.
Yeah, she is not known. Essentially, she's not known to the people of Heath just yet, probably, but she is known to the council.
Okay. Her
'cause
talents are recognized.
You were a celebrity back home. Not
Yeah.
necessarily. Yeah. They know you're a big deal. They don't know. Maybe after the festival they'd be like, "Wow, look at her." She's
Yes,
Um,
I'll just cast a whirlwind in the middle of the festival, and they'll see.
exactly. They'll see.
They'll all see.
Exactly who I am. Yes. But yeah, you have all been individually sent a letter asking you to come to the council chambers today at 2 p.m. Right? You don't know what it's about, but you know that there is a meeting in progress and you've been invited to it. Dalan and Guy, I guess I think you said last time in the stream that you'd been traveling together since the last stream, and he's got a book. Look at him, bloody hell, nerd.
I've got a nice notebook with a
Ooh.
lovely cover. Yeah, you can get that on Redbubble. Actually, search for Fumble, folks. Sorry, carry on.
Like that. That's fine.
I think there's actually a link below the stream.
Is there though, Kat? Is there?
I haven't opened that file, so tough. Run a search.
Okay. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. So I assume you're all gonna go.
Yep.
Yes.
That would be nice. If you don't,
Well,
come back
you're out of the
later. I
campaign.
don't know. Come back later, I guess. Yeah. You're a bystander. Yeah, so walking around the city of Heed, you see a vast mixture of people here. You see all races and heritages. You see magic everywhere. Young children running around casting magic as they play. Students,
Fireball.
students like occasionally blowing things up as they practice, and city guards chasing down a common thief who just disappears, presumably after casting invisibility. Everyone here, almost everyone here has magic, but there is a place for everybody. It's inclusive. Good. Because I made it so. All along the main streets, embedded into the cobblestones, is a streak of blue light, straight blue light, in the middle of the roads. Bright light blue light that heads towards the Central Plaza and the Heed Academy of Magical Art. At the plaza, market stalls surround the plaza, like permanent ones, selling all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff, food, quite a lot of vendors selling bat poo, which is a
Guano?
key ingredient for a wizard, and there's a lot of wizards here, so there's a lot of bat poo.
Are there a lot of bats?
Well, you have to go and find the bats to get
Or are
harvest
they-
the
They
bat
must
poo.
have. They
Are
must
they
have like.
importing this poo?
They must
So
have
if you-
like breeding caverns where they professionally breed rats.
Yeah, bat farms.
Yeah, bat
Yeah.
farm.
But if you're wondering, those of those who don't have magic, if you're wondering what jobs they get, it's to harvest bat poo. It's lush. I love it. But there's stores and then there's shops, and then also selling weird stuff like magic books and all sorts of magic stuff. And then the deeper you go into like away from the plaza, down some alleyways, like the weirder the shit gets. You just gotta find them. Next to the plaza, then you have this like a huge building that is essentially just the north of the city is essentially just the university quarter. It's just huge. It is why the heat is here, I guess. And there's massive double doors, and as you enter through these double doors, you walk into a large lobby, and where the inside essentially looks a little bit like you've walked into the astral plane, where there's like bright blue stars surrounding just the ceiling, with like in the middle is like what looks to be like some kind of crystal that is kind of like projecting all these stars and stuff into the ceiling. Yeah, in this room there is like a tiny little reception desk, where a young student in the wizard robes, color of like the school's colors, directs you to a room that is along the corridor and then into a room where she says to wait. I know we did this last time, but who is early, who is on time, and who? Yes,
Oh,
Solomon.
Solomon
is
has been
early.
there. Has been there for about an hour already.
Um,
And he's just
I think-
sat there with his hands on his thighs. Just every time that she comes in asking if he needs anything, just no, thank you. I am okay. Can I help you with anything?
She will kind of be like, no, fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I can,
Help.
let me know.
Okay, cool. Help yourself to some water. And she points to like a water fountain in the middle of the room, which is literally a water fountain
Um,
with these
Uh,
like little cups. Yeah.
Thank you for your hospitality, but I am quite okay.
Okay, thanks.
Mistral
She'll
arrives.
shuffle out the room.
I hope you're having a good day. Oh,
No.
Oh, stop. Cool. Who's on time?
Yeah, Mistral's on
Yeah.
time.
I was gonna say Silver
Yeah.
will be on time as well.
Yeah.
Well, we know where me and Dylan stands.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, you guys kind of like get there at the same time, and you both look just as out of place in this university as each other. And you're also directed to the room, and then you are asked to wait. They shouldn't be too long. Yeah. do you guys want to describe your characters a bit more, or are you okay with like?
I'm happy to go for it, but I'll let everyone else
Yeah, if
go
you want.
first. Brother Guy, would you like to go first?
Oh, yeah, they're not there yet. They're fucking
Not
late.
here
Oh,
yet.
okay. I'm first then. Okay. Full plate armor, polished to an absolute mirror shine. Very close cut, high and tight hair, with just a little bits of grey and silver beginning to come through on it. Got quite a large mustache, but is again very well trimmed, is very precise. Everything is being tried to be as precise as he can make it, and then just whichever one of you walks in first, just hello. I'll let you decide who walks in first.
Yeah. Probably Mistral, because I think Silver's going to be trailing behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mistral's shorter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Silver has like low perception, not paying attention to where they're walking.
Are you still making a Rubik's Cube? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In my portable shop.
Okay, in that case, yeah. Next in is Mistral, who, like I said, she's a dwarf, so she's 4'2". She has just white hair, but she's not old. I think she's 150, which I think is maybe middle-aged for a dwarf. Not even middle-aged. Yeah, not quite middle-aged.
Just beyond middle-aged. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. But her hair is just white. Anyway, it's not that it's gone white. She has piercing, icy blue eyes, and she's wearing a grey cloth dress. She's got a couple of twigs in her hair. Because no druid is complete without twig accessories.
It's your spell focus.
Yeah, her spell focus is she has a staff. She
It's
has
just a bigger twig.
Lemanian
essentially.
oak staff. So yeah, it's a bigger twig in her hand.
Yeah.
and a shield, quite a fancy looking shield. She last minute bought a +2 shield.
Good.
So yeah, she walks in and she's greeted by Solomon. Oh no, Solomon's in another room, right? So she walks in, she's greeted by the receptionist first.
Greeted by the receptionist, and then she takes you to the room where Solomon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she just says, "Hello, I'm back," and then takes a few seats away from Solomon.
Well, just pulls himself up a little bit. It's like, okay.
And then right behind Mistral walks in Silver.
So Silver's a 5'5" earth elf. She is like wearing all black. She has like an apron. She has a backpack on, like full of tools, like wrenches and hammers and all that. Her hair is tied back, because obviously you can't get that tangled in with inventions. She always has like a permanent dirt stain on her cheek, like no matter what she does, because she's constantly fiddling with like artifacts and stuff. Like always has dirt on her hands, always has a dirt stain on her cheek. Right now she's like playing with a Rubik's Cube, but instead of it being like all colourful, it's all different metals. So you got brass on one side, copper and that on the other. She's made herself. Like
I like it.
That's amazing.
but yeah, she kind
Alright.
of just wanders in and doesn't really acknowledge you both, just puts her hand up and does a slight wave.
Hello, Matt. Oh. Why are you so out of place, Solomon? Just
My heart. Okay. Every time you speak, like everybody's heart breaks. Stop
I'm
it.
really scared that my character wouldn't give a shit because I give a shit.
I'm gonna make an NPC that gives a shit, and then it's fine. Okay. Are then fashionably late because
Absolutely.
it isn't anything else. You guys turn up. I feel
Please
like
show up.
Dalan walks faster and
Yeah.
is just yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ski is just like chill, and then Dalan. Yeah. Go on then.
Yeah. So a sort of 6'3". I can't think of somewhere around there. Earth elf, tan skin, ludicrously handsome, but reeking of someone that knows it. With luxurious mane of sort of just past shoulder length black hair. Quite well dressed. There's purples and greens, and he's got a circlet with like a what purple gem in it. Is there a term? Amethyst?
Amethyst.
Amethyst.
Yeah, with something like that. Whether it's real or not, I don't know. But, it probably would be now because they've been doing well enough that he could probably afford to replace the one that he had painted purple for the real thing. It's got a bow slung over a long bow slung over his shoulder, and a strut that would make me just want to punch him the moment I saw him.
Amazing.
That's the thing.
Oh.
I know you're just being kind to the kid, but if you lean in that close with that skull mask on, it's gonna cry. It's.
But why would he? I was offering him a gift.
I know you were offering him a gift, but the thing is, the gift also looked like the skull of something.
It was.
Well,
You hear this like outside the room, outside your room. You're waiting in as the land walks in. Closely followed behind is Guy. So you see a very tall, imposing figure, 6'2", not as tall as Delan, but quite broad, not lanky. And as he walks in, all the lights in the room just dim ever so slightly. It seems like shadows cling to this man. When you look at him, you kind of feel a bit colder. Completely wearing black clothes with slightly purple thread where tears have happened and come by. Any jewelry he is wearing is either made out of bones or made out of copper. So like he has a skull necklace where it has 3 skulls on it. He clearly wears a very ostentatious, I can't remember the word.
Ostentatious?
Skull mask. Yeah. Skull mask made out of a real skull. And he has a big ass fucking bone maul just slung on his back, and a black cloak with flip flops, sandals, flip flops.
No, it's gotta do that as you're walking down this.
Essentially, yeah. And he has long pointy ears with green dreadlocks going like maybe slightly lower than his shoulders. Also an earth elf at the moment.
The ominous
3 earth elves in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment.
So there are 3 earth elves in here at the moment. I'm glad you like them.
In character, she was like, "We all came as the same race. We have to change. You have to change. No, you have to change." Like discussing outfits.
So good. I also love earth elves. It's all good.
Yeah. Diana from Rapid Riders
Oh.
is an earth elf. Yeah.
No, she's a sun elf.
She's a sun elf.
She's also
Oh, wait, no.
tanned, but rather than being more like earthy tones, she's more just orange.
Yes.
It's only been like
So-
40 episodes, Phil.
Yeah,
I know.
you can't expect me to remember the thing that I've been doing for a year.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So yeah, you are waiting in this room. Guys, you've just seen that these two walk in. What are your reactions?
Solomon's reaction is to attempt to go and say hello, see Guy, and then just remove the hand and put it back onto the thigh again.
Silver just picks a hand up to wave and then puts the hand back.
Mistral just gives them a side eye.
You've been to war, Solomon. You can do this.
Oh my god, my heart.
The hardest thing that Solomon's ever done is socialize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's only used to interacting with soldiers. He doesn't know how to interact with all of these people.
Is this all in his head, or are you saying this?
Oh, he's mumbling this out loud.
Oh,
Okay.
He's not doing it with the purpose of being heard, but you can probably hear him.
That's fair.
All right there, folks. You all been sent here to see the council too.
Yes. I was given a invitation to meet with 10-pointed star. Is that what they go by?
That certainly is. Yep, highest council in the country.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Solomon.
Nice to meet you, pal. And I'll give him a weak handshake.
Goes for a hand.
Wow.
Well, he's 6'8", so his hand is literally just gonna wrap around
Just-
yours. So
Oh, you got some strength in you there.
that's why I'm here. Are you one of the fancy wizard types?
Absolutely not. But we're
No.
me and Guy here are kind of the heroes of Heed, really, in that kind of sense. I mean, they haven't given us that title fully, but it's it's kind of it's what they think. You know, we've done some things, some good things for.
You should
Gave
be
them
proud
some
of that.
books.
Doing. Pardon?
We gave some books.
Excuse my pal Guy here. He's a super humble guy. We went to a city in Etristan. No one's ever come back out of it.
Did you?
That's right.
Mabley.
Yeah, I have forgotten the name of it, and I invented the entire country.
It begins with an S, and I think wasn't it it wasn't Mabley?
Me?
I think it was Mabley, not
Mably?
No,
It wasn't Etristan, was it?
Quick to the
It was
law
Etristan.
section, Phil.
It was Etristan, and it was Saros.
Saros, yeah.
Saros.
I remember it because Guy loved
It's
it.
so
there.
terrifying. I forgot what it was called.
You entered the city of Saros.
We certainly did. It was. I don't recommend it.
It was beautiful.
It was at one point.
But it's a pretty dangerous place. But we got in a spot of bother. But as a result of writing that, we managed to get the council a trove of knowledge that's trapped in the middle of the city, and these wizards here, they absolutely lap this shit up. So very happy about that, and so was I. Gave us a house.
Correct.
Where with every swear, you just see Solomon just. Yes. Very, very well done. Good sir.
How about you? How about yourselves then?
I am I was a soldier, and I have basically been walking the countryside, making sure that people are okay. And then I got a letter. That's about it. I haven't been here more than about a week.
So you moved from being a soldier to a therapist? Just joking with you. And I give him like a slap on the shoulder, but obviously he's made of rock and covered in armor, so you just kind of see him kind of vibrate as he like.
So Solomon just looks forward and just go, "That was a joke, Solomon. You're supposed to laugh at that."
Oh.
Ah!
Every
This is
time.
why you don't have any friends.
Oh.
Soldier from where?
Etristan.
Oh.
He just nods to that.
Gotta create conversation, Solomon.
And as you're
So how about
awkwardly
the
nodding.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no.
It's like Delan just recognizes the awkwardness, so it just goes, "So how about you two?"
And then it's at that moment the doors kind of and then open up, double doors, and you are invited in to the chamber.
Miss Rose the first to get up and go walk in. Away from this awkward interaction.
Delan, while feigning that he's totally fine, like actually starts like sorting his hair and his eyebrows and straightening it. Like, before he
You do
goes.
the breath thing.
Yeah.
Does he do the?
Yeah.
Oh!
Absolutely.
And with that, Silver walks in.
It's something that Silver actually sees.
And wishes they didn't.
Yeah.
And has instantly put an impression on who she doesn't like.
Yeah, Delan has that.
That took
effect.
longer than I thought, actually.
Because the first one she saw.
So yeah, you walk in, and you walk into this like big round circular room, and then in the center is a round table with 10 people sat around it. I didn't name them last time, so I'm gonna name them this time. Yes. So yeah, this beautiful wooden table has a 10-tipped star on it, large. Around the table, you have who I think most of you know is Lumi Acosta, Professor Lumi Acosta, very pale dew elf with white hair, wearing wizard's robes in the school's colours. Then you have a furbolg with like purpley skin. This yours. Purpley skin and ginger hair with tattoos and wearing pink robes. You have a gnome who looks relatively young, and is also much like Silver, is just tinkering with something right at the back. Kind of like also sat in a chair, but you wouldn't notice him too much because he's kind of like here and he's like tinkering with something. And he's not really paying much attention to you. Then you have a light-skinned, angry-looking goblin, taller than a goblin, and definitely not green. He's got a smoking pipe, and he is wearing wizard robes that are blue, like the blue cloaks of with the guards of heat. And you have a slight pale elf with dark hair, flamboyant, and wearing a mixture of male and female looking clothes. And in front of them on the table is a harmonica. Yes.
Oh,
Then
in
you
front
have
of that
a
person, right? Okay.
on the table, yeah. um. Then you have a tall, muscular man with green skin and elf ears. He has a ledger in front of him and a load of papers. And he's kind of the only one that seems to be sort of making notes or anything. He's got all these papers strewn around and he's kind of filling them in as you walk in. You got a halfling dressed like a farmer and is looking frustrated as if he doesn't want to be there. He has better things to do. It just yeah,
Collect
better.
batshit.
It's like collecting batshit. He you know, he's probably a batshit farmer. Uh,
Wow.
Instead of a pitchfork, he has like a scraper.
Oh, and a net.
oh, okay.
Is that Monroe? The one I did.
That was yours, is it? Yeah.
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 Only the classiest jokes on Fumble, folks.
Yes. You have then a human woman who looks to be around 70 plus years old with grey hair, also wearing the school's colours. Probably the first person you'd actually notice, but it's kind of like he has his own massive chair, but he is a very large, 8 foot tall stone giant. He looks very menacing and is also wearing the school's colours.
Stone
And
giant?
the 10th, stone giant, hill giant. Was he, Doran?
Oh, he's a cloud giant.
Cloud giant.
Even
It's
bigger.
a giant.
Even bigger.
How?
Even
Yeah,
he's a giant.
He can shrink himself down. It's fine.
Oh, right.
He is,
Okay.
yeah. He's not full height at the moment. He is still like over 8 foot tall, but he's only 8 foot. He's not he's not gigantic at the moment. But yeah, he's sat there in his like specially made chair, looking quite menacing. And then the only person who's not sitting down is an androgynous elf who's leaning against the wall with grey skin, jet black hair, and black eyes. Yes, that's the 10. They all have names and everything.
Okay.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. From your rolls last time, I feel like Seb is the only one that actually knew who the grey elf was, or what the grey elf was. But Silver doesn't give a shit, so we're moving on. Hasn't noticed and don't give a shit. So
for context for viewers, most people have never seen the likes.
No, people would either just they haven't ever seen them, or would assume that they are some kind of moon elf.
That might be a bit.
But yeah, what I did explain, Silver would know that there are rumors of elves that come from the Shadow Realm, and this would be such an elf.
Dun,
Yes.
Dun, dun.
So yeah, Lumi knows YouTube, so she will stand up on it and introduce you to everybody, and say like, thank you all for coming. I know it was very short notice for some, but you made it, so it's good.
Does she have a title, like? Because she's obviously
Yeah.
she's like the head of the country, effectively, is she? Or
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's like the prime minister. No, so working title Priev, Professor Lumi Acosta, or Prev. Yeah, all right. Gotcha. It's just like,
I was muted, so you didn't hear me going.
it's an elf city. They all have an elf language.
Preve. Bunny
Preve.
dog.
Preve bunny dog. Preve. It's like Priev. Preve. I don't know. Mercantile. Professor also. Yes.
Always
And
good to see you.
did you say that out loud?
Yeah, he says, always good to see you, Priev.
God.
With a little,
just-
a little
he just-
bow, not like a royal bow, just a little.
Yeah, and she will kind of go. It's good to see you all too.
He kind of does the same. He just bows slightly and doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Just like,
True full royal bow, like proper rigid. Just
Upon
Yes.
seeing everyone else bowing, Mistral does like a proper curtsy. Proper royal curtsy. She doesn't know.
You definitely get a couple of eye rolls from around the table. And she's like, "It's nice to see you again." And then she will explain then who you are. Sort of goes, Brother Guy and Dalan from Frielskia. They are. They brought us all these lovely books, as you know, that a couple of weeks ago. They are now the proud owners of the house on whichever street it's called. Didn't come up with it. Where most of these guys live as well. They live around that area because that's kind of the affluent area. Not necessarily money, Ben, but brains and social standing, which comes from how good you are at your job.
It also happens to pay really fucking well.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I
It
didn't get there for my brains.
Oh, no. Then she will explain that Solomon is you a knight,
so as far as she's concerned, just a soldier.
a soldier of Etristan on loan from Etristan. We will be. Mistral, who has made a name for herself in the Eastern Ridge, and Silva, who is renowned the artificer. And what's your country called? I forgot.
Arbor.
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 Arbor. And she will introduce you all to the council. Again, a couple of them. You get a feeling that they've been here for a few hours. That like they're kind of slumped. A few of them are just frustrated. Oh yeah, I haven't said it on this stream. I said it last stream. Probably shouldn't have watched the other stream actually. That the council have never met. Oh, they have before, but they've not met as a 10 in a long time. This is the first time in. I mean, since you guys have been in Heat for sure, years probably. They all have different commitments and classes that they teach, and they're just not there, and they just
Busy.
don't turn up together. But this time they have. Yes. Welcome. Thank you for coming. I was definitely hoping that you would be able to come all at the same time. But yes, there's also no chairs for you. So you just have to stand. But yes, I hope we haven't put you out too much. So I don't know if you guys remember as well. But I don't know if you remember, but you brought back a glass shard.
yes.
From Saros that you found.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. We have studied it as we said we would, and all the information was in the books that you gave as well. And we were hoping that you would help us with an issue, and more like killing two birds with one stone, essentially, and helping Nebra here, and she points towards the gray-skinned elf with a problem that they are having, and also which is linked to something that we were going to ask you to do anyway, if it'll make sense. So we studied this shard that you found, and from the books that we have, there is definitely, I feel definitely more to learn. But from the books that we have learned that it is actually an Idas shard.
Can I make a religion check on
Yeah,
that?
sure. Religion
Can I do a
or
history? Oh, is it a
history?
stone?
It's a
You know
shard,
what,
a
though?
shard.
It's a glass shard.
Okay. I mean, well, just checking. Just
Um,
checking.
I'd say, yeah, I'd say religion.
Can I do an arcana?
Yeah.
19 on religion.
Yeah, could I do a history to see if I've heard of it before?
Yeah.
29.
Whew. Fucking hell, 15 to Arcana. Jesus Christ, Seb.
Oh. Hang on.
Whew.
Yeah.
Forgot that we're not
Plus
connected
15.
to a thingy. I'm gonna
Oh,
roll.
So,
I got a
29 Arcana. And that is probably one of the most satisfying things I've ever said in D&D. And Guy with a 19, you in religion, and you've heard of Idas. You know that Idas is one of Tatuna's children, and Tatuna is Atuna's child. Is a minor god.
Hmm.
Yes. God
Tatuna's
of
child.
illusion and magic. Yes. Yes. The texts that we read depict that thousands and thousands of years ago in an ancient in Osiris's ancient history, Idas, the god of illusion and magic, like you said, created these shards in order to protect his realm, the Fey realm. Each one is designed to enhance a part of your being and your skills. And together they are said to make a person almost godlike in power, like himself. They fit together in an amulet. You found one of those shards, one of those 6 shards. They look like shards of glass, and they get overlooked. And from what we can decipher, they have been scattered all over Osiris, and they are lost. But there is one text that mentions that they have potentially found where they could have scattered to. And that is what we've asked you here to do. If, of course, you are willing.
Of course.
So where Nebra comes into it. Sorry, say again.
Of course.
What is
So
your
what
intention with these shards?
the intention with the shards is to study them and keep them here in the archives. Your eyes have just
Insight check.
Go for it.
Insight check.
Got a passive insight as well
Yeah, I do have a passive insight.
of a lot. Yeah, go for it.
Of
Insight
a
check.
lot.
Of a lot.
19. Another 19.
Oh wow, that is lower than your passive insight.
It is.
So I will say it's a 20.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, innit?
Yeah. I
Good.
think that's technically how passive insight is meant to,
I
insight's
think
meant
it
to
is,
work.
yeah.
I think in the rules it's just how it's meant to be, which is
It is, yeah.
it just never happened before.
Innit? um. Yeah. Yeah. You know that is true from her demeanor.
Very well.
Good. Seal of approval from me.
It's just Guy with thumbs up as a seal.
mm,
I want that.
yeah, it's happening. Not smiling, of course.
I mean, he can't smile. He's got a mask on.
Exactly. Yeah, she kind of picks up on your narrow eyes behind the mask. No, we are not going to use them if that's what you are wondering.
That is what I'm afraid of.
Yes,
But we do owe you, and we do trust you.
and I you. But these, the rest of my council members, and of course Nebra, does not trust you totally, or at all, really. And then you kind of see the grey elf kind of like shift in, and they're like, you know, pretty not not into it. And she also says like, if these are starting to be found around the continent, then we would like to be the ones to hold them and not other people.
Save it getting in the wrong hands. I know what you mean.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wouldn't keeping them all in one place pose a risk?
It certainly could. But we are, as far as I'm aware, the most comprehensive, have the most comprehensive magical guards and traps in the whole of the continent. Everybody here is designed to keep things like this safe.
That's fine. But I mean, that shard that we got you wasn't exactly easy to get to, so I can't imagine the others will be any easier. Otherwise, normal people probably would have found them in the past few
Exactly.
years, and we'd have heard about it. So
Exactly. So the text does explain somewhat about where they could have ended up fallen in the Osastris, and we have sent little teams to go out. So Nebra's teams have gone out to find where these shards could possibly be, just as a, a fact gathering mission, if you will. But two of these members have not been seen since. They have not been in contact since yesterday. And that is where the issues arise. If it's at this point Nebra will talk for the first time. Again, seems quite like that she has like they have to be here, and they are like talking. Yes, my people don't just disappear. They communicate at all times. We have a way of tracking them, and they have not been seen, or cannot be seen, since yesterday afternoon. Now, Professor Acosta seems to think that you have the skills in order to help. So, do you?
Yes.
She's
I'm-
a smart woman. She wouldn't be where she is now if she wasn't. So I feel like we've got a good bunch here together. Probably the best people in the country to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know these people personally, but I've heard about them. And I know for a fact that I am pretty what was the word you used?
Capable.
Capable. Yeah,
Capable.
I am that.
Yay!
Telling yourself, but they.
I am capable.
Don't know these guys, but yeah,
I'm pretty good, so it's fine.
kind of a big deal.
Yeah, hearing her say, "But I've heard of these guys," just instantly shoulders back a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I like this one.
Oh,
Doesn't
no.
say it
Get
out
back.
loud.
Stay back. Be gone, horny bitch.
Be
Oh,
gone,
God.
thought.
Okay. Then yeah, she will Lumi will say, yes, they again, yes. Kind of sighs ever so slightly. Dalan is correct. I wouldn't have suggested them if I didn't think that they were capable. But there is a clause. We will. I personally would have liked to give you the shard, but I was overruled by 8 out of 10 of the council, which makes sense. I am the only one who knows you. But if you were to go, if the shard is there, if it is as dangerous as we would, it might not be dangerous. It might just be hidden from view. If you bring it back, if you find out where Nebra's people have gone, then we can discuss you borrowing the shard. As prior payment as well, we have specifically made use of teleportation stones. So you can come and go.
Always
3 times.
useful. It did seem a little bit inconvenient when we had to drag you all the way out to Saros there.
Yes, I was very busy. It was actually in the middle of a class. Yes,
But we are very grateful that you did that.
it was worth it. So now I have put it in a stone for you to use.
Thank you.
As you wish. Oh, also, she heads to the large green-skinned like elf essentially, and he's like, oh yeah, he pulls out something from his pocket and gives it to her, and she goes to Dalan. She goes, here are the keys for your new home, as promised.
Ah, fantastic. Thank you.
Of course, we can't tell you who lives there. Kind of looks around. But it's a very large home.
You can't tell us who lives there?
As in, we can't advise you who would have been to the home. It is
Look,
empty.
Oh, right, okay.
Solomon's gonna raise his hand and just put his hand on his shoulder and just go. She's alluding to us moving in together in bunks.
Oh,
A little bit. However, it's not bunks. Very grand house.
yeah.
A very
I
nice
mean,
part of town.
we could
It's
probably
actually next door to, and then points to one of the castle map.
who looks devastated at the fact.
It's the angry goblin.
Oh no. That's probably the worst one it could have been.
He like grunts.
Ah, well, no, that seems fine. We can set up if this is going to be the kind of thing that'll take some time. Then we can have as a little headquarters, really, can't we? Heroes of Heat HQ sounds good, doesn't it?
Certainly. Are you willing for me to get a room? I am currently staying in lodge.
Well, we'll have a look at
course.
the house and see how we can set it up. If we're going to be working together, I don't see why not.
If you don't choose
Of
to do that,
course.
we will pay for your lodge
Oh,
as part of your working with us
thank
on
thank
loan.
you.
If not, you can have my room. Any sort
Again.
of extra stand is welcome. I
Thank you.
I think you should wait to see your house and then.
I'm just gonna lean to Dalan because Dalan's the only one who's actually made conversation with Solomon so far, so he's the only one that he actually feels like he can talk to.
Lol.
Am I okay to ask some questions?
Yeah, go right ahead, pal.
And then the nervousness drops, and he just goes and like pulls himself up into a full military etiquette, and just goes, "Where will we be deployed?"
It's a good question. They will bring out a map of Ascana. Quite a large map. You put it on the table. Phil, can you put the map on the thing? Yeah. So yeah, I can't see it now. Let me see. So you see the divide. The divide. No. The waterfall area, the big lake near the divide. So that town up there is called East Haven, and that's where she directs you on the.
Are we there on official deployment, or are we there as covert ops?
Both. That is how Nebra's people work, at least.
Do we have way with seal to prove our deployment, or are we purely there on our own authority?
No, you will be there as part of Ghana. We can give you letters, certificates, whatever.
And the shard is nearby this area.
Yes.
So close within Heed's reach. Must be quite frustrating.
It's quite close to Freya Skier too, no?
It's a bit of a trek, I suppose.
True.
But I take it was that a point of interest, or was that just the last place they had any communication with the people that disappeared?
We know that there's a cave system up there that the book alluded to. We communicated with them last in East Haven, and they had traveled to the edges of water, and then it's after that there was communication.
When are we to be deployed?
Well, see, now this is where we disagree with things. It was very different split in the council. Nebra would prefer you to go immediately, but if, and she kind of grimaces slightly, the heroes of Heat looks at
See, it's
Dalan.
it's catching already.
And not.
I like to think she actually physically gagged when having to do that.
Yeah.
Same. It broke me.
Truly involuntary response. Just
As
Even
you
if you
call
did it
yourself.
slightly,
Slightly.
you pick up with it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh.
If that, as you say, heroes of Heat was to not turn up at the opening of the festival, then questions would be asked. But we don't know what the correct answer is.
I can't disappoint
They
the
could have
people.
gone into a place.
Oh, we can't disappoint the people.
Why don't you send someone disguised as us to the festival so we can help your people? I look to the shadows as soon as possible.
Well,
It would be easy to disguise yourself. You have a mask on.
there
But-
are only two that you need to recreate.
They do know that you're coming to the festival, though. You're a bit of a big deal in better stance.
And with that,
Sorry.
you see the sweat begin to fall again.
Physical beads.
Yeah, literally just.
Thing is, we've put it on the marketing posters all over the place, so
There are posters.
the
always gotta
posters.
you just always need to put a bit at the bottom saying card subject to change. You know, and that gets you out of anything.
Yeah, there's hundreds of them out there now. But there is obviously another possibility that the Nebra's people could have the I don't know what to call it, tracker could have not worked for any other reason. It could have broken. It can sometimes be interfered with magical means. So maybe giving it a couple of days is the best thing to do. And of course, leave immediately after the first day of the festival. That is entirely up. But I feel best is to at least wait until tomorrow if we get some kind of communication. And we have ways of communication with you. Another thing we disagreed on quite a lot is Nebra wants to give you one of these trackers. Again, it's up to you.
That sounds entirely fair.
Seems reasonable. Is it just the one for the group, or
He'll give you one.
I will gladly take it for the group.
Okay. So she kind of like stands up. No, they're already stood up. They're already stood up. They she kind of come. It's kind of like a bracelet, but like heavy duty band in a way. And once it kind of shuts closed, it kind of glows. There's like a band of like a red light, magical light that goes around it as well.
Why would you
So it
disagree?
glows and then it. Yes.
Yeah, why would you disagree? I mean, I don't like being tracked anyway, but why would you disagree?
And that's why. Because again, I trust you.
Mm.
But they don't. So.
It is useful to know where your soldiers are at any given time.
It is true. It is true.
It's
I personally wasn't sure if you agree. So
a good
glad
thing
you have.
Tarek isn't here.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Yes,
Yeah, they'd have fucking hated the thought of that.
Yes, that was an issue in my brain.
Someone
But
knowing
yes,
where they
thank you
were
for agreeing.
at all moments, they'd have nothing. They wouldn't like that. I wonder where they are now.
We have no
I know
idea.
you can't track them.
We have no idea. That's the problem.
And that's
We have
the
no idea
point.
where he went. He, I don't know.
Healing. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions?
Is there anything else you know about the area at all, East Haven and the lake?
Not very the word. Not very exciting, not very noteworthy. Noteworthy. That's a terrible word in my brain. Sorry.
No, it's a very apropos word.
Yeah. It's just not very exciting or witty. It's much smaller than Heat. Less affluent. Um, very diverse area. The wood next to East Haven, you can see on the map that borders Ascana and Frielskia. You come from Frielskia, not to enter
The
too
land
far
like tenses up a
in.
little bit.
Yeah.
We should be fine entering.
Yeah, but that's a good few days travel east
Yeah.
of East Haven.
Yeah.
What about the woods to the west?
The woods to the west. Again, nothing quite as big as East Haven, but there are settlements there. People who tend to be more secluded, they prefer the woods. Obviously, there are things that dangerous creatures as well. Just be on your guard when you are traveling anywhere that's not on the path. Yes, and of course there's the divide that everybody knows that it's not safe. The further up you go, the less safe it is, and the colder it is. It gets cold very quickly. But East Haven and that area shouldn't be too cold. Oh,
How do we identify your men?
They will have this insignia, and they give you like a scrap of cloth or something that has like the insignia of the logo of I guess the organization. People can make me a history check if.
5.
Mine rolled. Mine didn't roll. 21.
21.
Ooh.
You guys doing it or not?
I got
Uh,
7.
I rolled
Oh.
a 2.
Brilliant. Ben, no.
Well, Solomon's a good soldier. He has been given a mission, and that's what he's going to do.
Oh yeah, no, to recognize the emblem.
Unless it's part of Etrustan, he'd have absolutely no goddamn clue.
He might know.
Okay.
Sybil, what did you get again? 21, yeah?
21, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you haven't noticed it, like, it's definitely not a logo that you've seen around, but you have seen it in a couple of places, dotted around the city, which is strange because, your fucking passive perception is disgusting, in the wrong way. uh, but you have noticed it on, like, maybe a door or a wall or something like that.
When I'm avoiding eye gaze, so I'd look at a wall instead and like, oh, there's a symbol there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a minus passive perception. It's like, yeah, you notice things because you're not noticing things. Oh, what did Solomon get?
Solomon.
Was it dire?
No, it was because I just rolled. It's a natural 20 for a. Hold on. For
See?
a. For 21.
Oh, okay, 21 as well. Okay. So you've also noticed these things around. I guess with a natural 20, and with the ties to the Etristan, like, just royalty, government. What is it like? Yeah. You know that they are an organization that is specifically just within Heed. That are like, they are kind of like a thieves guild, because that's kind of where you've seen the things dotted around, but also like an a spy organization essentially. Yeah, you've heard of it, and you kind of assume that this is the this is the thing.
Yeah, you can piece 1 and 2 together.
Yeah.
It's just not forthright in admitting these things to anyone.
Yeah. So
We
they
show them
won't
this.
have this.
We show them this.
Don't show this to anyone. But they won't have this on them, but they will have it tattooed on them somewhere. Okay.
Are they
Very well.
working undercover? Are they not wanting to be revealed as to what they're doing?
They were, as it was just a fact-finding mission, essentially. They are always undercover, but a little bit less. We didn't expect it to be dangerous or anything, so they only went as a pair, and they weren't hiding from anybody or anything. So
Could we get
discreet, but not undercover, if that makes sense. Always discreet.
Have you got any artists that can sketch us out what they look like?
I can tell you what they look like. And they will proceed to write down a description of each, and what they may have been wearing at the time. Reluctantly, like,
Sorry,
What?
internally, Delan is slightly disappointed knowing he's in a room full of mages with powerful illusion magic. That they didn't just go, like this!
Yeah, there's a reason for it. uh, they will reluctantly, like, they will pause ever so slightly, look towards Lumi, and they'll be like, and they will put, like, their names on the paper. Or at least names of some kind on the paper.
Look, I know you want to keep these things close to your chest, but if you want us to find them, we're going to need to know everything that we can that'll help us find them.
I understand. But I don't know you.
But you want your people found?
They kind of stiffen up ever so slightly and say, I'm aware, and they are aware, that they will go missing, or can go missing, as part of this job. The point is that they went missing searching for a very specific, powerful object.
Right?
It's not so much the people, it's what they were there to do. And I am reluctantly doing this for the good of the council and for the good of Ascana.
But these people are good agents, though. You'd want them back, surely.
Yes, naturally.
Then,
But if they were good,
then...
they wouldn't have disappeared.
So am I getting this right?
Oh,
It's not about finding the agents, it's finding the item. But the agents would take us to the item.
If you want to say it like that. Yes.
That's fine, but getting, like, one of the best ways to do that is to follow the footsteps, so we need to find them to find their footsteps.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a tattoo somewhere on their body isn't that helpful in
You have a
almost every
description.
situation.
You have a description. You have
Okay.
their they'll write mannerisms and given names
Okay.
that they use.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
They are in a pair. They will probably be noticeable now that you know that you're looking for them in a small town, like not small town, but a town like East Haven. If they're still there, you know where the last known location was. There's something. It's bound to be something there.
Okay, that sounds like enough to go with, I think.
East Haven is in Ascana's domain. Would there be any safe havens that they would retreat to if something went wrong? That we would be allowed to know.
Again, they
check.
stiffen up
The
slightly.
entire point, and if it's okay, Solomon will say the entire point of a safety network is that no one knows outside of the actual agents. If the information starts going out, then they're at risk of compromising many things. That is why we have the symbol.
I'm aware.
He's a smart
That's
man.
why I said comfortable with disclosing.
Just look for the symbol.
Very well.
In it. Does anybody have any more questions?
Nothing that's going to be answered.
Yes, yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
Might I
They're
ask?
good
More
Might I ask
determined
what
to
one?
they
try and
do.
find him, really.
Might I
They're
ask
good at what they
one?
do, so.
Might I ask one final thing?
Of course.
What would be the best kind of dead drop for yourself?
What's that mean, Ben?
So a dead drop is basically somewhere where you put a hidden message into a specific item, so you could hide it in like a false stone, or people used to hide them underneath letterboxes and things like that. So it's somewhere that is a frequently traveled place for people to go, that you could hide a message in, that it wouldn't be immediately obvious if someone else was following a person, that they could grab and read. Because obviously we might have message, but in case you need any physical evidence or any shards given to you at the drop of a hat,
Yeah.
so to speak.
I would not leave the shard unattended.
Yes.
I would
that's-
give it to them personally.
There is no need to leave it unattended. Merely not on your person.
I think I'd still be more comfortable if we had it on us, because we're the ones who've been chosen for our abilities to keep it safe. So I think we should probably keep it on us.
Forgive me, you are all civilians. Do you have any experience with this kind of work?
Not this kind
specifically?
of work, but I can defend myself.
As can I. But there's only so many things you can defend yourself against, especially when it's a small object that can easily be taken out of a pocket or a hand.
Pretty sure it doesn't need to be in a pocket or a hand towards silver.
Yeah. Bag holding.
Oh.
Every adventure should have one.
Literally just gonna like, oh.
Oh. Also, if things get bad, I guess. Again, look for the symbol. But yes, we would prefer it if you had it on. These two are the only ones that knew about it, despite having people in East Haven. Yeah.
Understood.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, we could definitely do with some time to get some supplies and things like that.
Exactly.
Anyway, if we decided whether we're staying for the party or not.
I believe it is in the best interest of the country to do so, but might we request that if any notification is brought that we are okay to make an immediate exit?
Yes, of course. Yeah. We will update you tomorrow afternoon and then the next day. So the festival does start in 2 days, so it's like tomorrow is a free day, and then the next day it starts at like 10 a.m. It's not long to wait.
One final question. I'm just going to look directly towards the grey elf. Let's go. Is there a call sign or a nickname that you go by that we could, or a phrase that we could use to speak at one of these people that they would recognize us being safe to communicate with?
Many people here know me as Nebra Vuvax, I think I said. Yeah, Vuvax. Nebra Vuvax.
Is that the name that they know you by?
Yes. One of them. Any more questions? No. She hands Guy the teleportation stones.
How do these function?
They work just as the teleportation circle. One use only. There are 3 stones.
Very well. I give one to Dallin, and I give one to Silver. Keep one for myself.
Are they?
No, I give the other one to Solon.
Wow, I feel insulted.
Wow.
Well, I gave one to Silver. I said that, right?
So Silver, Dalan, and Solomon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Mistral can walk through trees or something, and then teleport to God.
Mistral,
Cool. Got it.
I can
Mistral,
travel via God power.
Mistral can travel 500 feet with 10 foot of movement as long as there are trees.
Jeez.
Oh. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. Hello.
Just popping in and out of trees. Nope, not there yet. Back in.
Just a
Oh, I
head.
knew I should
Sorry, these stones, they
Sorry.
all base to send us back here.
No, they are as teleportation circles. You wish it to go somewhere, and depending on how well you know the place, it will take you there. But then it will just turn into a number stone. They're actually quite expensive stones, so please keep them.
Can I
A little opal.
can I just learn more about the stone?
Sure.
What do I know about these stones?
It's a stone. I made them myself.
Wow.
It was mined
know.
in the mines of Astoria,
A Fundelva?
Andelva, yeah.
Yeah.
The lost
It's
mines. That's why they're
something
very
that we
precious.
work on in the university. You know, transfiguration and stuff.
Go to the
Enchantment.
teacher mode.
We put spells into objects. It takes a while and it costs a lot of money. It is nice. It has to be a nice stone in order for it to work. 'Cause spells are like, you know, fickle. If it's not nice, then it won't stay. Anyway, that kind of thing.
Sure, we'll take one of the stones and be like, yeah, that is a nice stone.
It is a nice stone. It's my favorite. It's like shiny and white, like
That's
opal.
a nice boulder.
Question
boulder.
on the rarity. DM question. Is it considered uncommon?
Is there a reason you're asking?
Yeah.
It would be. How does it work? I know she made it herself. Like it's pretty rare.
It's based on the spell level. If it's just a spell imbued into an object, I believe.
Ah, there you go. The spell level is a level 5 or 6
Oh god.
spell.
So pretty rare.
It should be either rare or pretty rare, yeah.
With like D&D terms, but you know, in like IRL terms, she made them herself.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
I know, I just want to see if I can make it.
there you go. Yeah, cool. If you study it, yeah, by all means. There are books in the library as well. You can obviously go and study as much as you want. Here's a pass.
I
These
can
are
help you
library
learn
pass.
about the stone property of these stones if
Exactly.
if you need any knowledge about stones.
Stones. And there's also the stones person. Lick it.
That's
I
a stone.
watched that from last time. Anyway, unless there are no more questions, they gives you a library pass, silver, and the keys to your house,
Ooh.
Dalanagi.
Yeah.
You may or may not. And yeah, they say that we're going to carry on with our meeting. We're gonna argue for a bit more, and then we will we'll contact you later.
All right then. Well,
That's the politest we'll call you I've ever had.
We'll call you.
that's great. We'll go and check out the new accommodation then. Been looking forward to this.
All right, cool. And yeah, you leave the room, close, and you hear them arguing. And that is where we're going to have a break because I need to pee. A lot.
Sames.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a wee while.
It's been a while.
A while. So yeah, we'll be back in like 10 minutes. Say
Okay.
10 minutes to say again late.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Cool.
All right, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Catch you in a little bit. We'll be back.
See you in a bit. Bye.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome back. We're back. And you're back. Everyone's back. Yeah. We have just had a 2-hour Lord at the start of this campaign. So I hope everybody's fine. And yeah. So yeah, you guys have been given all that info and I'm distracted. You've been given the keys to, I say your house, but really it is just Delan and Guy.
Yeah, I
And
don't think
whomever
And
they.
Peric.
I don't think I did anything to earn this house.
And the other one I
Peric.
can't remember the name of.
Great. I'm so glad that I left a
Dreyfus.
lasting impression on you.
Dreyfus, the one who saved your
Dreyfus!
goddamn life.
Yeah,
I
he
like to-
did.
I like to
Multiple
think that-
times.
So
I
the
like
one who
to
caused
think
all
that-
the issue.
I
I
like to
didn't
think
cause the issue.
If you caused the curse in the first place,
You
did,
opened the
yeah.
book in the first place. I mean, the
What
adventure
book
did
in
wish
front
it.
of a-
So.
You put books in front of a wizard.
but only
I'm
bad
I'm just
things
saying,
can
Peric
happen.
wouldn't have opened the book.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to think that he just told us to just had enough of our shit and just was like, I'm doing something else.
I think he went to be the jester, the court. No, I mean the magic. Definitely. The magic, the mage. The mage. They have names.
Not Jester, though.
No,
Not
I know.
Jester.
I said that to annoy him, and there he is.
Now, Dreyfus
Anyway.
would absolutely have maybe got the message to come to the council for a thing, and he probably just responded to the courier that he would rather thumb out his own eyes.
He would as sooner put a lightning bolt directed directly at his temple than do that again.
Fair. Anyway,
Especially
So
only
now
2
that
weeks
you-
after the event.
so now that you have come out of the chamber and that you have nowhere to go except for out of the doors and stuff, is there anything you want to do between now and I guess walking to the house?
The only thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and find my horse.
So, your horse. There are stables actually. At the gate as you come into Heed. So your stable would be your horse would be at the stable. If that's okay.
That's
Yes.
fine.
Geese
Then, if nobody's pointing me in any direction and I've not been accepted into the house, then I'm gonna go spend my time with the horse.
You're
But
coming,
I
you're
don't
coming
want
to the house for the love of, like.
I'm going to go spend some time with my horse.
Well, at least I know my horse likes me.
I mean, you can spend time with the horse, but like, let's go to the accommodation. We can dump our stuff, and it's gonna be HQ. It's gonna be
Amazing.
Okay.
You can bring your horse if you like.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Imagine a fancy house in a fancy neighborhood would have, a garage. A horse.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just imagining like a Beverly Hills mansion where you see one of those doors rise up, like it's lifted up from the ground, and it's just a horse inside it.
I'm
You know
imagining
what?
a really just a big fancy medieval house, but like in the shape of a modern house, and to the side, instead of a garage with a garage door, it's just a single stable door with like a driveway and everything.
Oh.
But like all the richest Beverly Hills places, you can fit two in there, and then
Oh,
once
yeah.
one's walked out, like a door opens and another one rises up from underneath, and just a very confused horse on it. Just...
It's been 6 years since I've seen the sun.
Yeah, that's a classic horse. That one. It doesn't come out very much.
Just
Oh
trembling and vibrating.
Oh my god. Anyway.
To do with
Well,
the
that's
garage.
Like that.
Guy accompanies Solomon to get his horse.
You need to go get your horse right now.
Well, okay.
I mean, you can. You can. So, I didn't give you a map to the heat, did I? Or did I?
No.
I wonder if I can get that map to heat. Actually, Ben, you can get it if you want.
I can indeed, if you want me to.
It's on Incarn.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, the way it works is that it's like essentially kind of round in shape. The whole city. It's on top of it's like a hill mount. It's not a mountain, but it's a hill. So you have to like actively like walk up to it to get there, and then it's on the river, and there's no bank. It is like a cliff. So it does have a port, but it has an upper, middle, and lower port because the port is on a cliff. The upper port, sorry, the lower port is a normal port. There's on the river, and there's boats that go up to Ozma, and sometimes back again. We don't want that. Those Usmani people over here because they're nuts. And
Hey.
You wrote it.
I mean, yeah,
they are
right,
nuts.
but
They literally set themselves on fire and run into people.
hey,
That's
They're
law.
works.
They're nuts.
It works.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit of snippet for you. Yeah, so you'll need to put that on the drive. Phil.
Yeah, no, I can do it. Just
Okay.
save it in there. Yeah, can I add pictures directly into OBS
Yeah.
while streaming?
You can.
Might
Yeah, of course you can.
break everything.
Probably.
I mean, here's the Chasing Shadows. It's gone pretty well so far. So
It's true.
Don't
So
say that.
here's something to break it.
Yep, let's break it all now.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh boy! Okay, there we go. That's that's the city. There we go.
Yes, can you make it smaller? Because there we go. There it is. Cool. Where is it? There. There. Who the fuck knows? There. Yeah. So, it's not actually north, southeast, but it's different. But yeah, you've got right in the middle. You've got your plaza. North of that is essentially the university quarter. So you've got the library, you've got all the halls where the students live. You've got on the right hand side of that is like the more affluent area, so the university down. That is like where the professors live and really like high level sort of magic users and blah, blah. You guys, you live over there. Top left is where students train. You can see that. It's like a coliseum thing. You have essentially everywhere else is residential. On the inside is like shops and things, and then you go outside, and then the outskirts again are like I guess the cheaper houses is what I would like to describe them as.
Someone remembers social geography.
Exactly. I'm talking about that today. On the so there are, if you notice that there are a few gates, city like wall gates, but the main ones are on the right hand side. The two main gates over there, and in between those two gates are they're like the tiniest bit of farmland there is here. There is nothing else in the whole area except for like the halfling town that is south of Heed. So all the food is imported except for that tiny piece of grass there. But that's essentially where the stables are. Tiny bit of grassland. There's like where the guards live, and then the barracks and stuff there.
That's my man Munro's domain.
Yes. At the bottom end of that, you've got the industrial part. You've got the upper docks, which is still being built. And they're essentially building an airship because they don't want to go through Uzma. That is literally the only reason that they are building an airship, because they don't want to go through Uzma.
They should invest in a forest, because that's pretty handy too.
A what? Forest?
Forest, yeah.
That for you.
It's like 2 trees. Then you've got the top bit, and then you got the bottom bit, and then in between is like this cliff face. And I didn't know how to put it on the map, but it's called the Talam Pass. This whole part on the cliff, and essentially what it is, you know how you usually get like docklands, and you have there's usually taverns down there. There's like maybe dock workers where they live, or like shops and stuff like that down the docks. Essentially, it's built into the cliff, and the whole thing is called Talam Pass. So if you were to go, there's like a little bit of a rickety staircase that goes down, and then in between there's like this. You have like this brothel here that's like built into the stone, and then a little bit with the down is like the tavern that people go to, and then it's essentially there's like a community that's on that
slum it in Heed. You don't go downtown, you literally go down
the cliff.
You go down the docks.
yeah, exactly. And I really want it like drawn, because I don't think I can do it any other way, because it's in my head, and then you guys need to see this. It's like a bustling dockyards Talam Pass. It's great. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Put it over there. And there is so next to the Colosseum, there is a graveyard. I know.
They thought of everything.
So essentially, where you're going is to the right of the map.
current by the center.
Yeah, so you're in the middle. I'm gonna say north because it's not actually. So it's like central north, and then where you're going is then sort of a little bit more like northeast of on the map. And you head in that direction. Yeah, you pass all these like cool affluent shops and stuff on the way. It's one of those main roads that's just all kind of nice and affluent around there.
Bougie.
The houses around there
Bougie.
Yeah, these
Bougie.
houses have horse garages. That's how you know they're
horse
doing well.
garages, exactly. And you get to your house, which is like large. You do see like next door is the house that the angry goblin man lives.
Is that
Is
what
it
it says in his mailbox?
What?
Is that what it says in his mailbox? This is where the angry goblin lives.
Yeah, exactly. Angry goblin man
Is
lives
his
there.
house nicer?
No, they're like they're kind of the same in this area, which will annoy
Okay.
him highly. Yeah, you've got like it's nice. You've got in a city where there doesn't seem to be much space. You do have a horse garage. You have a you have so you have a bit of like front. You have a bit of at the front of the house. And then you have that big house, and then at the back you have like a bit of a garden, and then you do have a stable area for a couple of horses.
Look how pleased Solomon is.
You could go get your horse now. Cool. I'm glad you're happy.
You might call it a horse garage.
else
Silver,
would
can
you
you
call
make can you that be the first thing that you do to this place? Make a sign that just says horse garage.
Please tell me there's some like rich idiot who's got just nothing but mustangs.
Oh.
It's very good.
I killed
Ooh.
that. That. I guess.
Well, that was Chasing Shadows, guys.
Oh, I'm warm. Okay.
Goddamn puns.
Okay,
Little
cool.
dad
Yes.
jokes.
Ugh. Puns.
Back on track. So,
Yeah,
how big's his house? How many rooms? How many bedrooms? What's going on?
cool. So on the bottom floor, yeah, you have your like really nice door because I like doors. So that's a nice door. You can tell it's a nice house by the door. All right.
I like doors.
I like
Like
doors.
doors, me.
Just
door
it's
is
a
a
nice
good
door because I
indicator.
like doors.
Oh.
What about the windows? Are they nice windows? Have they got those like cross hatching going on in the windows?
Yeah. Why
cool.
not? You know what? What do you want? You tell me what you want.
It's a nice looking door.
It's a good door.
Oh, I've got everything I want now. I've got the horse garage and the cross hatch
Like-
windows.
Delan's ideal is to have like a really well-to-do house that is essentially a good staging ground for a bad 80s teen comedy where frat boys move into a posh area. He wants it to be the party house and all the neighbors to be sick of him But they're
That's
just
essentially what's
squares.
gonna
They're
happen,
too
isn't it,
uptight.
though?
I mean, geez, they
That's
just need to
essentially what's
lighten
gonna
up.
happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dalan, you are not having haram. No
No,
matter how much you ask for one.
he just wants a party, like the party the likes of which
House
he has
party?
never seen.
Okay.
If you turn this
Anyway,
into a sex house,
I-
I'm gonna AoE spell your room.
Hey, if I turn this into a sex house, there is an AoE spell going on in that room because I'm
Oh.
magic.
Oh. Oh.
And I smite him now.
You set
Yeah.
me up. You set me up
Nice.
for that. It's not my fault.
That's disgusting.
I'll set you up on a goddamn cross if you're not careful.
Cast
no,
Bane on him every time he goes to bed with a woman.
mechanically, that's wrong anyway. It's more of a cone, isn't it? Yeah.
Can Silver
No,
go to the
please.
library, please?
More of a prismatic spray,
Oh my god.
No,
Is there
I'm out.
is there a library in the house? Is there like a library room in the house?
Okay.
Is it that fancy a house?
I'm recovering from the prismatic spray incident.
Is
You didn't know what you did earlier.
It's the right thing. It's the right thing to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Downstairs. Can shut up, big balance. Downstairs, you have like a little foyer where you put your shoes, stuff. There is also like a weapon rack, cause why not? And also shoes. Then you go into the house. You've got like a grand staircase-ish. It's not that grand. It's a grandish staircase. To the second, and then there's a third story. Downstairs you do have like a living room library thing. You have a kitchen with a parlor, and you have essentially it's like a map room, I think is what they call it, like where you would like put your map out and plan your next adventures.
Also
Yeah.
known as the war room.
Yes.
With a study.
Yeah. Upstairs you have 4 fairly large rooms. And something that you haven't seen in many houses is a bathroom. Yay! Yes. Or a wet room, I think, or something. Oh no.
A shitter.
Yeah. Then again above that you have another 2 rooms, and again another two rooms and storage, and another bathroom.
Okay.
2 bathrooms. Wow.
Well, it's like there's not a shitter up there. There's a bath.
Have
Okay.
they developed plumbing?
Tub.
No.
There's just a tub in the room.
Yeah, there is
Magic.
a tub. There's a tub in the room. The one on the middle floor, though, there is like a not. It is a chute. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hole in the ground, but on the second floor.
On the
fifth floor.
it's not on the ground. It's in the.
Yeah.
You also have someone who works there.
I'm guessing
You
non-magic
have
users are the
You have a
plumbers.
housekeeper. You have
I
a
was
keeper of
hoping
the
there was
house.
staff.
Yeah.
What is the
They
housekeeper
will-
like?
Oh no.
You know what? Should we use the book? Should we use the book? Because I'm not. If I say woman,
No.
I'm setting it up.
If
I say man, I'm also setting
I
it
am
up.
praying the housekeeper is like the butler from Lara Croft Tomb Raider, like the original one.
Okay.
Like
Right.
rickety 100-year-old man.
Don't forget,
Let's-
Bree. Lumi's the
Yeah.
one who set this house up for them, and they
No,
they
she
know
wouldn't
who
have-
Dalan is.
She wouldn't have put a poor young girl in there. No. Where's the character?
I really
Punishment.
Still waiting for it to be the actual angry goblin that lives next door.
What's the name of Archer's butler? Like
Woodhouse.
Woodhouse.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want.
No, because that makes you Archer and abusing the
Oh,
shit out of Woodhouse.
I want you to go out
Okay.
to one house and I want you to buy sand and pour it into your eyes. I don't know if they grade sand, but coarse.
I want someone to roll a d20. I want them to tell me. No, yeah, roll a d20 then, Phil.
Okay.
Or Cat, have you've done it?
I've done it already.
Yeah,
Go
go
for it.
on then.
I got 17.
Okay. There you go. You got Hans, Dusk, or Georgie,
Hmm?
or Thane. There's like a names on here. I'm
Oh.
giving you the choice. Hans,
Hands.
Dusk, Georgie. That's fucking creepy. And Thane. Hans, I reckon.
Hands,
His
yeah.
name's Hans.
I was going to say,
Hands?
unless it turns out to be Dusk from the Rapid Riders, because they disappeared, didn't they?
Back home. Okay, behavior and traits. Roll another d20. Somebody.
Do you want to do it, Phil?
Yeah.
Since this is determining your punishment.
15.
Hans.
15.
Hans seems permanently grumpy. Most things bother him, and they complain a lot. Fantastic.
Is that an
Ano-
NPC generator or something?
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
brilliant. It's the roll and play. I love it. It's so good. Appearance features. Roll another d20.
Fine.
Yeah. Okay. We're making a will together, guys.
The most important thing. A housekeeper we will see in one episode.
One?
One.
Natural
Fantastic.
one.
Is that a fumble?
No. just combine, add a worse trait on if you'd like.
Oh god. Mud splatters cover their scruffy shirt and trousers.
It's fucking housekeeper.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
Yeah, it's,
Groundskeeper,
it's
apparently.
Cinderella.
that. Roll another one, see if we get a
He's a groundskeeper as opposed to a housekeeper.
What? Say again.
You a robot.
He's a groundskeeper as opposed to a housekeeper.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been out in the garden.
I'm
I mean, it explains why he's grumpy.
But yeah.
Or
I
maybe
found
he's
another corpse in the garden again, Guy. What's this?
maybe he's everything.
Stop
Maybe we
digging up
just
the
have the one.
petunias.
We just have the one person running the house.
Yeah,
And he
I
does
think
both.
he just does everything. He was told to get the horse garage ready.
I sympathise with him.
Well, there's world building. I think that's it. We've exhausted that. Okay. Okay. Hans is very grumpy. Opens the door to you, and he's there going, "Ugh." Oh, you're the ones who are gonna live here, is it? All right, okay, yeah. I've been told that you've been, yeah. I thought there were less of you, actually.
There was, but
Ugh.
we were employed by the 10-star council.
He's walked off.
They want us to. No, I just keep talking while he's talking.
Yeah.
They
Walked
need to
after
do
him
something for the
talking.
good of the country. All very.
Did the
Oh right, okay. Sorry.
did the description say that he's old?
Can be old. Yeah, I think he's old. No,
I
I
would-
reckon he's like not old, but he's like in his 50s.
When someone
not?
joked about it being the hobgoblin next door, I had the idea that it's actually his teenage kid that he's trying to teach him like the value of $1.
Yeah. No,
He's a
he's
grumpy
50.
hobgoblin
He's
teenager. Goblin.
he is yeah. He's in his 50s. He is a human. And yeah, he's like yeah, I've been here for a while, and then you've been empty, so now I gotta clean and stuff, and been told there's a horse, so the whole garage is cleaned up and stuff.
It's just.
It's a stable. He would have said stable. I just like horse garage.
I'm just imagining Solomon just under his breath, just stable.
Also been told that.
Garage.
Oh, I've been also told that maybe someone wants to garden for something. I just. There's a flowers in there, yeah? I've been working on it for a while. Just leave them alone, yeah? That's all I ask. The kitchen, yeah? Don't let anything in the parlour. It'll go off. They'll eat it. Close the doors, yeah? If you want anything from there, tell me. Otherwise, you're the ones who'll be complaining when there's no bread. Right? Don't leave it a mess, because I have better things to do than clean
Like
your
what?
shit.
All right, I like this guy.
I plant my flowers. Right. Like clean your toilets. Get rid of that. Fill your baths. Clean up your maps. Get rid of the mud off your boots.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? Right. There's only one of me though, and there's clearly more than 3 or 4 of you. So, and a horse. Not what.
That's
not
all
what
right.
I
We won't be letting him in the house.
wanted
Don't worry.
for.
There are 2
You know-
horses.
Saying about the parlour, not to go in there, not to leave the door open.
Oh, don't leave the doors open, because then animals get in. Yeah, and the food will go off. They'll eat all the food.
Oh, I see.
Have you not
just
had a
generally.
parlour before?
No.
Roll, like audible eye roll. Look, yeah, I'll cook for you occasionally. My daughter will come in and cook for you, but not if the bread and the fruit is bad. Yeah, work with me here. Yeah, cool. And then he proceeds to show you around the house. Right,
The other
some
army
people.
cook I've ever,
What's that?
just like every other army cook I've ever met.
Yeah. Right, and he sort of goes up the stairs and he's like, right, that's a toilet. That is the black room. I assume one of you wanted black, and he kind of looks at Guy like.
I look at Delan.
That's perfect. pal.
Delan, did you request anything for your room specifically?
Yeah, it's probably the highest
Waterbed.
the one. Sorry, what's that?
Waterbed.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
a mirror on the ceiling.
Mirrored walls. Yeah. One of those like gigantic round beds. You know what? Never
Yeah.
mind. Let's
Ugh.
move on.
It's motorized so it turns around so you can see himself from every angle.
Except this is still relatively medieval, so it's got to be hands behind the wall with a
Just a-
crank. Like
Yeah, this is a crank.
Hands. It's hands.
Hands, I require rotation tonight.
No.
Thank you.
No. Not doing that. That is way above my pay grade.
You will do as you're told, Hans, or you will join in.
Oh god.
Neither. But yeah, he shows you around like this. Again, the downstairs. So there's 2 rooms upstairs in like it's like a eaves? No, attic. Half an attic. That room. Yeah.
Anti-room.
That's one of the Dalan's rooms. But yes.
So how many rooms is it? 4.
6.
Oh, is it? Okay.
yeah, this is a fantastic house, Hans. You kept in really good shape.
Thanks.
Great to meet you. I'm sure we're going to get along great.
Walks off.
Does
Still not as
Hans live here
expected,
too?
But I like him. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Is Hans a live-in caretaker?
Yeah, there'll be like a basement as well.
Does that mean his daughter lives there too? In the basement?
You know what? Changed my mind. No, she does not live there. That would have been an oversight. No, he lives somewhere, but he is there like all the time,
Okay.
Yeah.
essentially.
He has to travel all the way across town from the shitty houses
Yeah.
to go and clean our shit. Then the horse is shit.
There is like he does have a room there, but he doesn't live there permanently. He is there a lot though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had the house to himself. He's definitely been squatting.
Well, yeah, exactly. I've been cleaning, innit?
That's
Cleaning.
why he's so grumpy, yeah.
Yeah, someone's moved into his house. That's why. Yeah. What do you guys want to do? You said you were gonna like go get your horse,
Yes.
maybe?
Mistral is just in awe at the sheer estate, the sheer quantity of estate that there is in this place. Just her own room is just probably bigger than the hut that she grew up in. So.
Yeah. And
So
all the houses around as well are the same. They're not all the same size and shape. They're uniquely different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
so
Nice.
you've come a long way there, Mistral. How long have you been out of the Eastern Ridge?
I think it was a few months, wasn't it? Since the war ended. Yeah, I escaped in the war, and I've just been kind of getting myself settled in Heed since then.
Yeah, it's pretty. Sounds pretty shit. What's going on down south?
Yeah. Yeah. But just gotta do what I can. Guess this is my life now. It's not bad, I gotta say. The house.
Yes, well, we live a long time, so there's nothing to say that you won't get a chance to get back down there and things will be better.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
I don't know what this emperor's like, but human lives are short, and so's their patience.
That's a good way to look at it.
Never thought about it that way.
Sorry, Hans.
Hans will be great. Hans is grateful his life is short. He won't have to put up with us as long. But what's your you're obviously said that you've got some renown. What is your field of work?
Oh, fuck. I've forgotten the wording that I definitely wrote it down at some point because I remember I did that. Do you have it, Bree? I was on a council in Basin.
Yeah. So your mother was a healer.
The head witch.
Yeah. Yeah, counselor of Basinmore.
Yeah. And I was kind of kind of like the protector, kind of responsible for weather forecasting because that's significant when you grow crops and when there's other threats that could harm the crops and the walls of the city and things. Druids, the range of druid abilities meant that I was a really highly valued member of the council.
Ah, that's good. Well, that was an awkward silence.
Yeah. Sorry.
I had no follow-up. I'm sorry.
The force that determines our actions was eating.
And then I think you were just stood in the corridor like, cool.
Just looking at the artwork on the walls.
And there are now some, because you wished it.
Right, let's get our stuff into our rooms then. I'm gonna go and head into town and see if I can get some stuff ready for the whatever kind of trip we're up for.
Silver's gonna head towards the library.
Are you going to this library or are you going to the big library?
The one I got the pass for.
Oh, girl. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
not even bothering with the one in the house. Straight to the big one.
It's just hands. It's like handwriting. Okay,
I have
cool.
day 101. I still hate this place.
Why the fuck am I here?
It's all just journals by hands.
It's a library of journals.
You actually just want to be a writer. It's all biography.
Oh no, not hands.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Just really bad fan fiction.
Oh god.
Oh,
What of
no.
previous adventurers who lived there?
You're, cool. I'm gonna say it's probably about 4 pushing 5 o'clock at this point. So if you were to go get your horse and bring it back, then it's starting to get dark. Heading to the library as well, like you'd been there for a wheel. But yeah, Mist, what are you doing? Are you staying in the house? Are you out? I guess Silver's gonna be in the library for a few hours. It's like 24 hours, you know. That's fine.
It's kind of
yeah.
like Las Vegas. There's no clocks on the walls. You can't tell how much time you're spending in here.
Definitely
No
not.
windows.
No.
The room is painted like a blue sky. I have
It's
no
not
idea.
painted. It is a sky.
Illusion magic.
Yeah.
Illusion magic everywhere. But yeah, you head to. By the time you head to the outskirts of the city, and then and come back again, it is getting dark. Anyone out at this time will notice that there are people walking around. Specifically, it's their jobs. They're called. What's they called? I called them illuminants. And they are literally like their job is to light the lanterns along the street. They all have the light cantrip, and they just they cast light. That's it. That's what they do.
What an existence.
I know, right? But your knowledge of the light cantrip, it only lasts however long, like what, 10 minutes or so, maybe an hour. They will light these, and it will last all night until it run out in the morning. You head down, and like there are a few areas where there are like colorful lights, and there are like permanent dancing lights all along the street. And these are like more of the areas that will have your taverns and your inns. You'll have bards up along the street singing and reciting poetry and enticing you to come into the tavern. Doing like giving you bardic inspiration just in case you might come in, and you know, that kind of thing. And that area of town is called the Blinking Boulevard because of all the dancing lights that are around. Yeah. The shops will last. Yeah, so the shops will be open to a little bit later in the evening, especially in the run up to the festival. But yeah, there's a lot of people in town, a lot of bards, a lot of people who have come to this like famous week-long festival of the children of Tatuna. So you have the god, Idus, the god of illusion and magic, and the others that I definitely remember.
So what kind of festival is it? Like is it just magic? They just celebrate arcane stuff or something?
Yeah, so it's like it's a festival that is celebrating Tatuna and her children. So the god of illusion and magic, the god of craft, commerce, creation, goddess of learning and teaching, and they all come together in this like it's like a big long May Day festival where they celebrate um celebrate the summer as well coming in to being. Um, we have another one. We have another one for that though. But they merge it into one. No. So yeah, there's a lot of there's like your traditional I guess you've never seen it before, so you can ask around. But like setting up, you can see people setting up and your traditional festival stalls. Fun stuff
Out of
to do.
curiosity, what does your horse look like, Gee?
God.
So we've gone to
Just-
the stables together to get each other's horses.
Correct. And I imagine Solomon has attempted to make small talk many times, and it's because every time it's been one word answers, and he feels very awkward.
Tell me, Solomon of Etristan, what brings you this direction? Why are you not in your country? I lost his voice there. Damn.
Work. I was instructed by my superior that I was to come here and to help out in any way that I could. So I am.
Very generous. Of your superior to lend your aid.
We are
How
at
is
peace.
Etristan?
We are at peace. There is worries on the border with the Usmani, but they are keeping to themselves for now. There is not much else to tell.
All is good.
It was when I last set foot there, yes.
When was that?
Around a month, maybe 2 months ago. I apologize, it's been a long journey going around the Usmani territory.
Do they give you trouble?
Not any more than the perpetual nagging to join their mother.
I do not
they don't
Uzma.
They don't seem to think that they could either. I think they would need me to come willingly if they wanted me to convert. I think they knew that.
I do not like this Uzma. If you require aid against them, let me know.
I appreciate that. It's It's not something that I hope to do. They are civilians, wayward as they may be, but people turn to figures in the night when they don't think that they can see the dawn coming before them.
Well, I assure you, as long as I'm on your side, there is nothing to fear in the dark.
Gulp.
Thank you.
I wish to go back to Etristan one day. I've not
Are
been there in many hundreds of years.
you my kinsman?
No.
Then I hope that through our journey in together, we will get our opportunity to set foot there again.
I've been 2 weeks ago when we went to the abandoned city, but I did not venture outward from there. More business than anything else.
How was city? I've only ever come within 50 miles. We're never allowed to go any closer.
The people there are frightened and abandoned. They're alone.
That you see Solomon's shoulders just sag, like the pride that he's been holding himself with when talking about his country just kind of ebbs out of him a little bit.
Why has Etristan not done anything? Do you know?
I don't. But I believe that they will.
And let me know if you're active buying it.
Yeah, I. Not actively, but subverting the reason, but they.
See, now this is a passive deception. Just saying.
Okay.
What is your passive deception, Ben? Yeah.
My deception is a +3.
It says 13. Got it.
Not a good liar.
Key knows this.
Very well. Do you know about the beast within?
Beast? What beast?
Amongst the city, there is a giant monster living within it. Seemingly unkillable. I've tried.
No, we've heard nothing of this. Or at least I haven't. Truth.
Perhaps at the end of helping Heed, I could venture to Etristan and inform. I owe that much.
I would be glad to accompany you.
Very well.
No people deserve to be left alone.
Agreed. Anyway, this is my horse Cinnamon.
And what does Cinnamon look like?
Cinnamon is a strong, muscle-bound black horse with a white mane.
Ooh.
Ooh, edgy.
So,
Yes.
if I say how many hands is the horse, do you know what I'm asking?
I don't know what you're asking.
So how tall is the horse?
Yeah.
Oh God. I have fucking no idea. Taller than Guy, 100%. Oh god, I have no idea.
It's
7
gotta
foot
be.
just resting.
He's gotta be big to carry Gee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
a
the
it's a war
hands.
it's a warhorse, definitely.
Yeah. So the hands, you measure up in his shoulder.
See, I got Shire horse in my head.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I have a Shire horse.
Do you actually?
Where
We both
I
have a
do
Shire
I
horse.
do. No, you have a
Damn.
war horse. That's something completely
Oh,
different.
okay. Oh, okay.
A war horse is more of like a thoroughbred, like.
Beauty.
So is
Yeah.
Solomon's horse more like one that could pull a train?
Yes.
Big.
Solomon's horse is like Solomon, tall and wide.
Big fucking Shire horse.
Yeah.
This is Atlas.
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 Oh.
And
Nice
with
to
that, just immediately as soon as the pen is open, I'm just going to immediately walk up to him and go, "There's a good boy." I know it's been a couple of hours. I know. I'm just gonna dust him off a little bit and then walk him out.
You see Guy go to his horse. He just puts his hand on the horse's forehead. It's time to leave. and then turns around and walks, and the horse follows him.
You certainly have a bond with Cinnamon.
We understand each other.
Fucking Cinnamon.
Yeah,
Did
I'm
I
just
have
gonna.
a horse? Did it die?
Yeah.
I can't remember
Wait,
whether I had a horse in the last.
No, we had horses. They were sacrificed when you teleported us.
Oh.
Because I wanted my pony. God damn you!
Were they still on the outside of Saros? Oh.
They're in that slime goo now.
No,
They're
we
not
left them
inside.
outside of Heed because we teleported to Saros. Because Guy would not be allowed in Uzma. So we teleported
Yeah.
to Saros.
True. So
Yeah.
they're here, but it's not your pony. So.
Yeah, we did steal them.
Well, no,
True.
right, that's a pony.
I mean, Drathos kind of took that as well because it was just a horse on the side of a road.
Yeah, that's fair. It's here in the stable somewhere. It's probably been sold. I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah.
With that, then
can have a
I'm just gonna mount up onto Atlas and just trot him casually.
So
He's a large lad. Yeah.
People kind of look up at you in awe and like move out of
It's the same thing that you've noticed a couple of times, Guy. When he's talking to you casually, he's quite a meek person. Doesn't quite know how to hold himself. But then once he's up on the horse, you can immediately see the military aspect of him come out, and his full tall sitting, and has a rather commanding presence, even if he's not trying to. He's 6'8" after all, so built like a brick shit house.
on a horse that is also 6 foot.
Yeah, exactly. And then just every so often, I'm just gonna lean over and give a sugar cube to my horse.
It's so cute.
He's his best friend, of course he is.
And as you're walking back down the central main road center, you notice that the darker it gets, the more bright that the blue line in the middle of the cobbles will glow.
a fascinating city, this.
Hmm.
Very...
Have you not been before?
No, this is my first time. Very opulent.
It is.
I look forward to seeing how the common citizens are treated.
They're treated fine here.
Just here.
Heed's focuses. They lie in Heed.
They must have a reason. It's not my place to judge. How long have you been here?
Many years. Traveled to and fro. Quite a while.
Forgive me for asking, is there a correct way for me to address you? Just by your first name? Do I address you by your title?
That is for you to decide. Solomon of Etristan.
Then until you feel comfortable referring to me familiarly, I will refer to you as Brother Guy.
Very well.
And then I'm going to ride Atlas into the horse garage.
Ah!
Atlas and Cinnamon, best roommates.
Yep.
Thank you for using its correct term.
You're welcome.
Just spray painted above the stables. Horse carriage.
What is spray paint? Where did you get this?
It's paint, but moves very fast.
It's paint that you put in your mouth and go. That's how you spray
It's a unique art form.
paint.
Cool. You're back at the house. Anyone else? Library.
So I was thinking of doing something quick, but I don't know how much money Delan has.
Right.
So my character, because I'm noticing some of the party have level 15 levels of funds.
Yes, and how much does he
I have
have?
10 gold.
Right. Okay.
Did you
No,
buy
that's
loads of stuff?
no. He didn't buy anything really.
Oh.
That's not how much you should have. Probably about 5, isn't it?
We all got like 5,000 at the start / leftover from.
Leftover, yeah.
So especially Dallin would have had.
From Scrivener's Tale. So yeah, you've got a decent chunk.
All right, fair enough. Oh, that's all right. Essentially, just want to stock up on some healing potions.
Yeah. It's not like your town where you have to go in search of that one tiny place that sells one healing potion. You know, it's more of like there are definitely a few places that sell this kind of stuff, and they're all kind of wanting your custom, I guess. It's something that you've never really experienced before, but yeah, there are a few shops around that you can get stuff at. Yeah, the more you look, the seedier the place, and the cheaper it'll be. So, you do you.
Oh, okay.
How do you get seedier healing potions? Do they just not work?
Well,
Makes them like
no,
brick
it's
dust.
the air.
Dyed
It's
water.
like so you have your like. What I'm trying to think of like an equivalent, but like you have your main shop that's like accessible to everybody, but they're really expensive. And you have your really nice bottles. They're really nice, what you assume to be good quality because they are more expensive than they should be. In nice little neat little rows. And then you have like the medium range thing. They have a bit less stock, and then you kind of go like deeper, like round that corner, in that alleyway. You have the cheaper place, but they have some other cool random stuff
But
as well.
there's a thief who hangs out outside the door.
No, it's not like the labels are peeling off a little bit. It's not as mainstream as that one on the high street. They also have some other weird, cool, quirky potions and a questionable person selling them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go middle class then. I'll go in the middle.
Yeah. Like the high street one will be like clinical white lights, and then the other one will be like less so.
Dusty.
Yeah.
Dusty.
Dusty. Yeah. You these ones are 50 gold per as per usual from the player's handbook.
For a
So you've
standard.
gone medium range. Yeah, for a standard healing potion.
Right, sweet.
Gonna say, let's see how much they have in stock. They've only got 2. Bad day.
Alright, well, I'll
What
have,
about higher level healing potions?
I'll have that, and yeah, I'll see if they got anything more powerful. So that's 2 of them. That's on 100 yet.
Mhm.
Do you have any more powerful potions?
Yes, they have 4 of them.
How much are they each?
Are they 150? I think maybe from the player's handbook. 70.
I can check.
Yeah, why not? No. I think they're 150. It's my knowledge of the player's handbook.
What are you after? Greater, superior, or supreme? Supremes are very rare. Superior is rare. Greater is uncommon, and healing potion is common.
What
That
they got?
doesn't
What
give
they got,
prices
Bree?
here.
What do you want? So, 2 them, 4 them. I'm rolling a dice. Well, hell.
Oh wow.
There you go. We got a D10, D8, D6, and a D4. We've got 2 healing potions, 4 what's the next one? Greater healing potions. We got 1 superior and then 3 of the top. Are you buying them all?
And how
Which
many
was
of the greater did you have? Sorry?
4?
That was 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's the
How
price
much?
on each of them?
According to this random person I just found, 50 for regular. Greater is 200 to 250. Superior is 2,000 to 200, 500. And supreme is 20,000 to 25,000.
That's nuts.
Well, none of
I'm,
them.
I'm
Okay.
looking at a list where someone says it's 50, 100, 500, 5,000.
Yeah. I thought it was 50, 100, 105. I can. Pretty sure it says them. No.
I don't think it says the price. The
Oh.
person I've just read said it's the Adventurers League rules.
Oh.
But everywhere else I see just lists the types and rarity and whatever, not the price.
Okay, say 50, 200.
Oh, Critical Role fandom also says the same: 50, 100, 500, 5,000.
Let's make some. 50, 150, 300. Let's double it. 600. Why not? Just doubled.
All right, so
Double.
6. All right then. All right. Right. Yeah, I'll get the. Yeah, in that case, then I'll get 600.
How many Supreme Healings were there?
3. In that case, yeah, I'll get the. I'll get the superior. I'll get. Both. Yeah, I'll get 2 of the greater and both the normal healing. So 100.
Say again. How much did you want? Sorry.
Both the regular healing potions.
Yeah.
2 of the greater healing potions.
Yeah.
And the superior healing potion.
Yeah. Cool.
Can I have a Supreme one, please? One of them.
So that's
And that was 600 for the Supreme, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mark that off.
So if I'm right, that's 1,100 for me.
There is, of course, the other shops.
Interesting.
Mm.
Should we go to one of the other shops then, Mistral? Should we go downstairs and see what they got?
Shop around, see the prices.
I've already bought this one.
This one. Oh, hope it doesn't smash in my bag. Yeah.
It's gone straight into my bag already.
I want to go downtown. You know, we go downtown for.
Oh god, downtown.
Well,
Down at the docks town.
If that's what we're looking for, then. Well, I wouldn't take the healing potions from there, but they'll usually have some much more interesting things.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in dodgy shit, but I'm happy with this healing potion that I've got.
Ah, then you're hanging around with the right person. So let's go and find some poison that's masquerading as a healing potion.
Fantastic.
And yeah, we'll try a dodgy place for more interesting things.
Cool. That's good. I wonder if this has a random potion gem.
Oh,
Probably not.
surely.
Oh god, it does. Fantastic. I love this book. I love it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like it's not down the. Are you heading to the docks? It's not like down the docks essentially. It's like you have to wind your way around these like back alleys in a way, and you find an alchemist or someone who sells potions. So,
This one looks alright. He spelled alchemist with a K.
KKK mist.
No, it's 2 words. It's Al Chemist. His name is Al.
Al. His name is Alchemist. Al the chemist.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The chemist
Building
is
a
in
world
quotes.
here, guys.
Al Chemist.
Fantastic. Yeah. It's actually Allison. But yeah, you head in and this is very different. Where like it was like labeled before, it's kind of everything is just on the shelf. You have, like I said, the labels are like peeling off. There is like a section of like it's called the Lucky Dip. Again,
Aw.
start with 2 Ks. Where the labels have actually just come off of them, and they don't know
Oh my god.
what it is. It's just the different colors of potions and stuff. From your prior knowledge, you know that healing potions are roughly red, poison are roughly green. There's all sorts of different colors there, so you know. They're offering the healing potions for like 50% off the normal price, and they're also offering these random potions for like, I don't know, 5 for like. Ben's face, fantastic.
What could it be?
Ow.
What could it be?
So wait, what was the deal again? 5 for how much?
5 for 100. Lucky Dip. LU.
What colours are they? What was the name?
You've got like different colored reds, blues, greens, yellow. There's a pink one. There's a black one. May or may not be tar.
It's just oil.
Yeah, different
so
colors.
is there a guarantee that they are all magical?
Yes.
Can I do an insight on that?
Yes.
Magical. One, it could be just mushrooms.
Yeah, it's just drug.
It's like a bowl of mushrooms. Count.
I got 12.
Yeah, they're magical. It's
Okay,
a magical potion shop. The person is like, yeah, this is what I make. I make them. They just have the labels. That's how it is. So.
Dalan, do you know any spells?
No. Really, the only stuff that I've got is stuff that's innate to me. I can, being of the earth, I've got a bit of an affinity with it, but nothing much. Nothing compared to most of the people in this city.
Nothing that can, for example, identify things.
No, I can see that one's blue, but that's about it. It's definitely a liquid.
Do you know if Guy can do anything like that? Is Guy with us?
No.
Okay, yeah. Do you know if Guy can do anything like that?
Don't know. Don't know. Do I know if he is able to do that? Is that if we hung out a lot?
I don't think I fucking know if he can do that. Hold on. Let me check.
Identify, I don't think a cleric.
I don't think I can. No. I can commune with God and ask him what it is.
It's usually a book learned spell.
Had a pal called Drathus. He was usually the one we turned to do that kind of thing, and it was hard enough getting the answer out of him. So.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. I'll take a lucky dip with 2 Ks. So what were there was various shades of red, blue, black, pink, green.
Yeah. There's a yellow one. There's pinky, purple, green. Okay, let's go. Red, blue, green, yellow. There's one pink. There's a black one. What else was it? Oh, it's purple one. I think I've said that.
Is it the pinky purple?
Colours of the
Pinky
rainbow.
purple.
Okay. I'll take one of each, except the black one. So the red, green, blue, yellow, and pink.
That was going to be the only healing portion of all of them.
Did you say red, blue?
All but black. Red, blue, pink, yellow, green.
Tell you what, you can have that last one. Not sure what it does, so.
Alright, cool. Amazing.
Yeah.
Bargain.
Tell your friends.
Hey, Dalan. Check out this lucky. They're all just in my arms, clinking away. Check out this
Oh,
lucky
that's
dip.
Look at
I don't know about that. I don't know about that without the labels on, but you got anything new you've been wanting to try out? Something that something new something I couldn't find in some of the other shops.
Oh, honey, there's a lot of that here. Things that you're not allowed to buy, you're not allowed to sell everywhere else.
That sounds
What do you
good
want to
to me.
do? What do you want to do? You tell me. There's a
I'm looking
lot
for
of things here.
I'm a bowman, so I'm looking for try something that might be good for affecting someone I hit. Not necessarily,
Oh,
you know, I can get poisons in lots of places, but I'm looking for something a bit different. You got anything that'd be good to put on bow tips?
like arrows,
Yeah,
bow tips.
bow
Yeah, cool.
bow tips. What the fuck? Hi,
Sorry,
hi,
no one
fellow
else
bow
heard that.
people.
Oh no, I heard it. My brain just didn't comprehend what was being
Yeah.
said.
You said like arrows. I was like,
Same.
yeah, like
Same.
arrows.
It was so stupid that my brain took a second to process the stupidity, and then what was being said.
Let me just get my arrow from my arrow sack.
No, you and your bow tips from your arrow sack.
That's right. I've been good at arching all my life.
Ooh.
It's been a long day.
The heroes of Heed, everyone.
Heed is doomed.
This rumor will definitely not be spread by the time the Kids Festival starts. Okay. Okay,
That will be a
sorry.
car crash in every campaign we go into.
Okay. Okay. That's funny.
Bow tip.
Oh.
Jesus.
I'm not even sure what the question was. That's all I concentrated on was the bow
Arrow.
tips.
Something to put on an arrow.
Right, okay.
There we
okay.
go. I like it.
Okay. Okay.
Get poisons everywhere, but something a bit different.
Okay. Well, obviously, we got the poison, right? But what about the diseased one? Huh?
Okay. All right.
You can hit them, and it won't die for like 4 days.
Oh my god.
Tetanus, essentially. But what about this one, where you hit them, and their skin turn to bark? It's like a brown potion, and it's kind of like thick.
Like the effects of bark skin, or
Yeah, like that.
Will that,
or like not what someone would want.
will that toughen them up, or will that?
Well, it'll stop them from moving.
So it'll.
So it'll make them into like a tree, bark tree.
Tree.
You know what I mean? And it'll spread from the wherever you hit them.
Trees.
Okay,
Trees.
That's more like it. Does that mean like I hit the opponent, and then Mistral can just put her hand on a tree, and then her head just comes out of the person's chest? Hello.
Oh my god.
Starts hanging. Oh god. Oh.
It depends, I guess, if their insides are also tree.
Well, you'll
If
have
it's
to
just
find
the
out,
outer
I guess.
layer. Yeah, if it's just the outer layer that's tree, it probably wouldn't work.
I'm suddenly not looking forward to this game anymore. It's suddenly becoming a body horror workshop.
I feel like most of you could just join me in the library now.
You shouldn't have
Oh,
sent me.
so nice.
You shouldn't have sent me the Captain Planet video.
Right,
Oh,
that's
God.
yeah, that sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, I like the sound of that. How much for that?
Oh, this one. This one's just a 40 gold.
Excellent. How many?
I have two.
How many doses will you get in the bottle?
You kind of have to put it on. Just two. It'll take 2 hours. Bow tips, as it were.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll take them then. And
All right.
I'll buy 2 bottles of bark juice.
No, that's gross. Not saying that.
Aw,
Okay.
definitely its name.
That's sap, actually. But hey, I make things to order. So anything you want, I make. What do you want? I get my guys to go out and get the things, and I come back and make it in a few hours. So
Got anything that?
what do you want?
Got anything you could do? May you do anything to slow people down? I guess this bark thing might do that, but something that would slow people down, hinder them, make them sluggish, slower, tired.
Damn.
Anything along
Make them
those lines.
slow. Make them slow. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Give me like a couple of days, and I can do that for you. Yeah.
There's a chance we'll be around for another couple of days.
Yeah, I'll make
festival
them for
coming
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, busy time. Yeah, I make them by festival time.
Okay.
Give me
all right.
24 hours. I get my guys to go out get the stuff.
Yeah, that sounds
I'll
good.
do that. Sure.
Sweet, and then
For the arrow tips or the
for the arrow
or to
tips.
drink or to throw or to
Yeah, for
what
arrow
do you
tips,
want?
something that I can
Alright.
put on the tips. Maybe arrows, not bow.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I got that. I can make something. Yeah. You come back and you be good on your word.
Yeah.
And you want 2?
Yeah, 2 bottles of that. That should be fine. How much should
Yeah.
that send me back?
That's only 100 gold.
All right then.
Alright.
Probably.
That's made to order.
To make me good on the word, then I'll give you 50 now for materials and stuff, and then I'll give you 50 when I come and pick them up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. This is
If
nice.
I do have to leave town, though, I might send down. Got a man at the house. There, he's a grumpy sod, but nice enough chap. I'll send him down to collect him instead.
All right. Yeah. The boys would use this. Yeah, they'd like this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll get you this. Mhm. They be slow.
I'd love it if Bree was like, if they go to this shop, basically everything they buy will do the reverse of what they ask for. They'll make it and I'll hit them with it, and it'll give them twice initiative, 2 extra attacks.
Expeditious retreat.
It's called the haste spell.
Yeah.
Haste versus slow. We'll find out. All right. Okay. You never thought this would be chaotic, would you, Ben?
I never thought that in the first session it would be this chaotic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I literally just intended to be like, can I get these potions? Yes, good.
I know you hate things as well, but I'm like, potions? Go to the dodgy places.
Anyway,
okay, cool. Anyway.
That's good. That's good.
That's
all
cool.
I wanted. That's more than
all
I
right,
wanted.
cool. Good. That is fun. Let's quickly go to the library. So from where you were before, the big building building where you were before, there's like another building next to it, and that is the library. That is the one big building of library. You show your pass and you're allowed in. You have to walk through this like archway that what have you got? Plus 15 in Arcana?
Yeah.
Roll an Arcana check if you want.
Oh, it's like the only role I'm really good at. 25.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this archway is enchanted to not let people out with the books unless there is a specific reason. So you can't leave with them unless there's a reason for it. But yeah, you walk through there, and you enter this like a big chamber essentially. So there's a big main bit, and then there's like bits off to the side with little nooks that with chairs and places where you can just hide and read. Tables out in the main bit, and everything is like categorized in like appropriately. And for every hour you spend here, are you looking for something specific or?
So I'm looking on books on teleportation and the Irish shards.
Okay, cool. So everything, every hour you spend here researching things, you'll do a investigation check, and then you'll get like knowledge and stuff based on your investigation check.
And what time is it?
At the moment, it's 5-6 o'clock.
Oh, cool. So I'll spend a good couple of hours here.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, cool. Yeah, roll me 2 investigation check.
Oh, so it's an 18 and then a natural 24, 30.
So it's what an 18 and then a.
A 30, yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. You essentially you spend this hour looking for teleportation circle stuff, which easy to find. So with the Idus shards is a lot more difficult to find. You know that they have those books, but you can't find them anywhere. So you ask around, and you find out that there is a lower basement where they will keep like the more prohibited things, or things that they've just had in, for example, things that they don't want to share at the moment, stuff like that. And that is where it will be if it is there.
We get given the letters for this, like, to show we're on, like, a mission or whatever.
What's that?
Do we get given the letters to show that we've been hired to do this task or whatever? Just
Yeah,
from game
yeah,
access
you'll
into
get
this one.
that. But at this time of night, there's like just sort of like a young apprentice working here, and then you have another couple of people dotted around, like putting stuff back on shelves and things. They do let slip that it is sort of the door is there and that's just where it is, but we're not supposed to tell you that. People are not supposed to go down there, kind of thing.
People are going to
And
go down there. Why have you told me?
I don't know.
Cool. I'm just gonna start heading in that direction. What are they gonna do? Stop me?
Okay. Oh yeah, this poor apprentice is kind of like, oh no, oh no, oh no, uh-oh, no, please.
Why?
Shouldn't have said that. I should
Oh.
not have said that.
Did not have said that. It's a hacker
Why?
situation. Yeah.
I just need to research into this. It's not like I'm gonna be doing anything. If I was going to do anything, I would do something, but I'd be stupid, and I'm not stupid.
No.
You
Do you show
come
them
down
that?
with me if you want.
Oh, I'm allowed down.
Oh. Right.
Roll a persuasion check, and you've got the letter with stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I got the letter.
So roll it with advantage because you've got the letter.
It's 23.
Cool, 23. And she's kind of like, oh, there's no one else around.
Yeah, I can see that. That's what I'm just gonna go down there.
All right, I'll come with you, but only 20 minutes. That's it. And then you gotta leave. Okay.
That's all I need anyway. God, start walking.
All right, cool. And then you head off down into the basement, restricted section. Yeah, and that is where we're going to leave it for tonight. I think it is midnight. We're gonna end it, and you can see that Sam's light's gone off at midnight. And I will let you know what you find out
Darkness.
there next time. Whoop, whoop.
Yay!
And it's good timing for going
Yes.
down the basement. So
It's a
Good.
good time to go down the basement.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Exactly when you go down to the basement. It's the exact time to go down to the basement. Midnight.
What could possibly go wrong?
exactly. Thematic, full of
Yay.
music. The lights go off. Yeah.
Thanks, Bree.
Yay! I hope you
Yeah,
enjoyed
thank
it. We
you, Bree.
finally did a thing.
We made it. We made it. If anyone
Yeah.
hasn't
Yay!
seen that, like us try and start this, it is so many points. I've put out tweets like, "We're going to be starting our Chasing Shadows campaign tonight."
I know, and then
No, we're
things
not.
happened. No. Ugh, I'm sorry.
He's such
But
a
it's laid
teaser.
out. I know. I love this, Phil. Not me. That's fine. Yay! We got it!
We did it,
Got there.
everyone.
We did it.
Good job,
We did the
Bree.
thing.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there was
Even
a
if-
lot of
even if-
information and I spoke a lot, so I hope that it was okay. There's a lot of
It was
info. There.
Wait, I just hate the horse garage.
Yeah, no, you love it. You love it now.
I hate it.
Love it. You calling it a horse garage, therefore it is a horse garage, so.
I just
Can't beat him, join him, Ben.
Exactly.
Yep.
What do you think I've been doing for the last 18 months?
Join me. Didn't describe the storekeeper, but I feel it was what?
What?
I feel
Shopkeeper
because
Al?
the shopkeeper Allison. I didn't think there would be like a thing, but I guess it is. But she's like a little old lady with like grey hairs, like
Alchemist.
owl
I
chemist.
will make a hero forge tonight.
Literally, literally, the sign outside the shop has the quote marks around chemist.
Yeah. Do you know okay, in my head, do you know Hunger Games?
Nope.
Oh god.
The old lady on top of on the shoulders. Yeah.
I
Yep.
love that you said that. Yes, it is. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Mags.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember his abs anywhere. No, sorry. That's the only reason I know of the old lady.
Yeah. But yeah, she's like mute. And she's lush. But yeah, her essentially.
She'll make one.
Hero Forge upcoming. But yes, thank you everyone for joining us for our mission 1.1 of Chasing Shadows. We'll be back next week. And yeah, we currently have a Kickstarter going. Ben has put the link in there. We have just reached probably about 3 hours ago. We've reached our second stretch goal, which is the Witch Hunter subclass.
Witch Hunter
For
subclass.
the fighter class. Yay, a new fighter subclass. But yeah, come check us out. We got sexy dice now too. Wahey!
We do.
Can't wait. Oh, Key has light.
And if
Like
you're
now.
not already in, we've also got a Discord, so come and say hi and tell us
Say
how
hi.
ridiculous we are when we
Yeah.
play games.
Yeah.
I've
We have what?
I've got a question about the stretch goal.
Oh,
Okay.
So the dice were an add-on, so that once we reach that stretch goal, we had to then add on the dice extras.
Yeah.
But the subclasses, are they just going to be in the book?
they'll just be in
They're
the book. Yeah.
In the
Cool.
book, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah, we have a Kickstarter channel on there. We also have character catwalk. So when Doran does inevitably make this little old lady alchemist, it will be in there.
What about hands?
I can make
Hands.
hands too.
We make hands. He's like an elderly, sort of middle-aged, 50.
But with completely white hair because he's so stressed and angry all the
Yeah.
time.
I can't unsee Woodhouse now. I can just
It's
imagine
fine.
Woodhouse.
I think,
I can do hands.
yeah, I think, no, I can imagine him, not quite like Woodhouse, but like, yeah, I kind of get that just beleaguered, like fed up of everyone
Not as
bossing him
old.
around.
Not as old as Woodhouse, but definitely those vibes. Woodhouse Filch kind of.
Yeah, it's to that point now where he's got the kind of chops that if he had ended up with like more upper class posh folk, he probably would have been fired immediately. But
Oh
because-
yeah, 100%.
because we're not, he's probably trying to get fired, but we're all gonna be like, he's got great character, that guy. It's just like,
Yeah.
God damn it, I just want to stop doing this.
I just want to retire.
Just want to sleep.
Why won't they let me retire?
Whereas Delan is just looking forward to the frat comedy of the neighbor being like, God, I'm gonna call the blue cloaks.
He
Just
is
you wait.
the head of the Blue Cloaks.
That's right. That's right. He is the dean, and he needs to lighten up.
He is the head of the entire guard faction of this city.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't TP his house.
No, do what you want. Turns out this is quite chaotic, and I am surprised with myself. I will see myself out.
Leaves call.
And this is great, by the way, and I'm into this. That we should roll and make our own fucking things. I love it.
Who makes that?
Roll and play. It's called Roll and Play
Right,
Press.
who-
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. They have every roll table encounter, the thing, everything. We're gonna we're gonna build our own NPCs next time, guys.
Yay.
This is the way forward. Love it.
We'll find out what potions it's given us as well.
I'm excited about that because I have no idea either. It's a lucky dip. Lucky dip.
Does that book have like a random potion thing or something, or?
It had potion, potions.
So Kernan is going to take.
No, that's not. Potion. Side effects. Potion appearance.
Our boy's gonna have a
Do you
map.
want? It's a D12. Do you want to roll D12?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's this for?
Potion appearance.
But
I know it says. This is just very funny.
okay. Let's see. What's the D12? That one.
Oh
4?
god, this flavour.
Okay.
Dark midnight purple. It has sparkling silver specks.
Ooh.
See? And you got 4, yeah? We'll do that.
I got 6 of
5.
them. 6.
Oh,
Oh, you got
for
6.
6?
He threw in
six
the
of
he
them.
threw in the 6th one
I did.
because I feel like maybe he really wanted me to have the black one.
Yeah, you had the black one. Yeah. Okay, let's see what you got.
She's just a very generous old lady, okay?
Oh yeah, it was
You got red. Red and viscous. It leaves a thick trail around the bottle.
Ooh.
Opaque, black, and thick like treacle or paint. That's just what I said.
Yeah.
A fluorescent blue liquid that is electrically charged. Bright yellow and opaque. It bubbles now and then. Bright pink liquid that seems to ignore gravity.
So
Wait,
it's
so
over the
it's
top, or just like a lava lamp.
It's like
you gotta hold it upside down.
in order to drink it, yeah. And then last one. Doesn't say. It's just green.
Potion of green.
A potion of
Ocean
green.
of green.
Yeah.
Oh, luminescent green. It fizzes wildly and madly.
Cool. Are these
Is it
gonna
gas?
affect?
Is
are
there
these
gas
gonna-
coming out of this?
Are these gonna inspire the effect that they have,
Maybe.
or is that just a
I hope
random
so.
description for flavor?
There's a D20 for potion side effects.
Nah, we're right with that one.
Yeah. There's a D12 flavor though. That'll be cool when we get there. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. That's fun. 6 random potions from a random back alley guy. Whee!
What could possibly
What could go wrong?
You're all
Love
gonna
it.
Should I-
die.
Should I change my character's alignment now to just chaotic neutral?
I can fix that if you want.
changes.
I have a spell for that.
It changes daily.
Yeah.
I have a spell that fixes your alignment.
Really?
Nice. Where's the spell?
No.
If you turn evil, I can make you good again.
Oh.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's 12 minutes past 12.
12.
Hey.
12.
So,
Let's head.
I've been pointed towards, unless you've got someone in mind, Bree, I've been pointed towards World Tree Quests, who are doing some D&D.
It's less.
They're also late to the show entertainment. Who
The what?
what's the yeah, why not? Why not? What are they called?
All one
World
word,
Tree
World Tree
Quests.
Quests. Scottish
Fast
streamer, level 28? No, probably 28 years old. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
And he says he likes mammoths, so that's
Well, there you go.
that's a winner for me.
Okay, yeah, that's
so you can
fine.
do that on their turn.
Yes.
And you do
Trained.
that to Haval.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, that's good.
Alrighty. So Haval,
They've just
as
started
you're
an hour ago, which is really unusual for a UK streamer, which is good.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
do it.
great.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So with those, okay, right. I don't stream. I don't run the stream all the time, so this might go wrong. I think I've done it the right way around. Yes.
Yay!
I think we're
Yay.
going quickly. So, bye.
No, that's fine. You can, yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys next week. We'll see you guys on Wednesday for
Wednesday.
Wednesday for Rapid Riders. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.